What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good? Appreciate you being in the building. Didn't know if I was really gonna pop up. Kind of doing it kind of late, but I said, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go live because I have been seeing a lot of different conversations happening here online. There are actually plenty of things I do want to talk about or at least want to see, but they are things that I'm really taking care of offline. I really don't handle my personal time when I review things online like that. But there was a conversation, or rather, there have been conversation that made me think about how people view other people online. And this can be within how viewers look at creators, how creators look at viewers, but also how creators can look at other creators as well. Hey, what's good, Ozzy? Hey, Ozzy, I haven't felt like I said, wow, where you been at? Hopefully you've been okay. Hopefully your life has been phenomenal. And of course, if you guys getting here, do me a favor. Admission is free. Not like anyone's asking you to do anything else. You can hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whichever you like. I don't care. So believe me, the thumbs down doesn't do a goddamn thing for me. Um, like I said, this idea, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, just kind of spitballing with it. I think part of the issue that I have in a lot of not issues, because issues is it's kind of strong when it comes to that, right? I realize that when I do particular conversation, actually, let me make sure I get my volume up for you guys. Okay, let's go with that. It's been a while, all good here. I appreciate that. I'm happy that everything is going good for you. So the things that I've noticed for a lot of different people is that a lot of people are going through. I don't want to call it like it's a social crisis. Let me just put it that way. It is a social crisis, and there are plenty of people who just don't really take stock as to what their positions are when it comes to these conversations or what their thoughts are when it comes to people having conversations, whether it's online or offline. Because a lot of people just have a problem disseminating the difference nowadays. And I want to have more of an off the record conversation tonight. Not because I'm saying that there's anything wild that's gonna be said. I just don't want I don't want to clean this up, and I don't want to have a really clean thought too much, which is why I tend to do a lot of my stuff live stream, and then if I do have a conversation later about it, it tends to be through actual thought after the initial outburst, if you want to put it that way, if you want to call it an outburst. Because when things get too polished, it starts to sound like advice. And that's not something I try to give to you guys. I don't feel as if I should be qualified to give you guys advice. By the way, I don't feel anyone should be able to be qualified to give you advice unless they've actually done the steps themselves. But a lot of people spew off their opinions as if it's actual advice. And this is not something that is accurate. And I'm not really trying to do that when it comes to you guys. Now, I've been trying to think about how people walk around carrying somebody else's opinions like it came from God. Somebody can doubt them, somebody can laugh at them, somebody who doesn't really see what's really there. Somebody can treat them like they're reaching too high, like their ambitions are too much. And years later, they're still living inside of that person's reaction. And I think this is really damn sad, to be honest with you. Not in a look at you kind of way, but more in a damn, I understand how that happens. Because while you've been there and you've been underestimating people, people have also been underestimating you. And you don't have to get mad at that. You can just leave it the way it is. Sometimes you start looking for little differences within yourselves, and you start even wondering if they saw something before you did. And I think this is a dangerous position to start yourself in. A person can know almost nothing about you and still speak with such confidence. And they'll talk about you and your limits, and they'll start measuring you. But what are they measuring you about? What are they measuring you compared to? Because they will act like your future is obvious because your current present is crazy. Your present isn't impressive to them. And I think if you're not careful, their lazy read on you becomes your mirror. Tyrone, what's good? You said you okay, that's cool. And Gabi, what's good? Um, Not the basics, to be honest with you. Um, Haters are gonna do what they're gonna do. And this is not really a conversation about ignoring your haters. You got plenty of people who do streams and motivational bullshit about things like that. I am a person that says I don't really care that much about motivation because motivation is a great starter, but discipline is going to carry you through. Good, KM. There's this thing about being underestimated because people have underestimated me practically my whole life. And for a long time, I kept trying to figure out what that was and why was it. Is it because of a particular thing that I said? Is it because of how I look? Is it because they have a vision of what they think people should look like? Was it something very specific about the way that I carried myself? Did I come across as not serious enough? Did people see something in me that made them think that I wasn't capable? I used to ask myself these things. And then one day, I was sitting in a bar and as a young adult, I was sitting in a bar and I was watching someone getting treated the exact same way. And the light bulbs switch just kind of turned on. I was like, oh shit. When it was happening to me, I was too close. I was in the frame, as they say. Watching it happen to another person made that pattern all too easier to see. You said, but it doesn't matter when someone but does it matter when someone underestimates us? That's the point I'm really trying to dive into, KM. The person judging them didn't know enough about them. But sorry, the person that's judging them didn't know enough to judge them like that, if you ask me. Because most people don't really know who you are. There's no real context. No one's asking questions. No one's being patient enough to try to figure you out. They automatically walk in, see you within a couple of seconds, a few seconds, and then they already draw a conclusion. And I remember thinking, oh, so this isn't always about the person being underestimated. Sometimes the person doing the judging is just not curious. They didn't want to really know more. Not that they should get a full story, but they don't even ask basic questions. They don't want enough details that might make their first opinion of you look stupid. And they also make this decision. They decide, and now everything that they see has to fit within that box, that initial decision that they made. And I think is really interesting because a lot of us can turn around and say that there was a decision that we made last month, last year, a decade ago, and would say to ourselves, if I could speak to my younger self, there's no way in hell I would say that was a great decision. I would still make that decision today. Why? Because we have more knowledge. Not everybody wants to move with that. They move with their first opinion. And a lot of people, by the way, don't bother to get a second opinion. And that helped me understand something about my own life. A lot of people, a lot of people didn't underestimate me because they found my limits. They never looked long enough to know exactly what my limits were. And that's a very different thing. I was scrolling through social media and it reminded me of a quote because it was said within a short that hit my feed. And it was something like, be curious, not judgmental. And that line kind of stood with me because it sounds so simple. And still, most people don't live anywhere near that. I don't care about attaching it to famous names or famous people or why it was said the way that it was. The quote by itself, though, curiosity makes the frame of that slow down. Judgment lets you be done with people real fast. And it hit me in a way that made me really sit there and pause with it because my things that I even say to you guys, I've been saying it for years to you guys, is that you don't know what you don't know. And that you should be effective rather than trying to be right. And yet, we've seen for years, at least in this platform, at least with me, that most people are trying to win an internal battle. A battle, they're waging a war in a battle that no one put them on the field on. So many people are so engaged on trying to be right that they don't care how many things that they screw up along the way. They will, they think that they're going to build a dam of wrongs to get things flowing right. Think of the mindset of that. Understanding how to build a dam would be the first step, not throwing a whole bunch of logs together until shit is right while everybody else's communities, homes are all damaged. And then when you finally get it together, you're like, see, I got it done, but everything else is already bad. I think when someone is curious, they have to leave. They have to leave the room for a while to really explore what is it that they don't know. The first impression can't be treated like it's the final answer, especially when you don't have any information. I think people need to start asking the question. They need to listen longer and then actually sit with that information that they have. And first of all, ask themselves, do they have enough? But that's not what a lot of people do, because judgment seems cleaner, because a lot of people overestimate themselves but underestimate everyone else. You get a category, you get a label, you get to say, I don't know what this is, and you move on. And for some reason, this is what people like. It gives them comfort of being fit. I finished, I done with it. A lot of what people call a lot of what people call discernment is really just impatience. It's really what it is. Real discernment still has to pay attention. A fast assumption can feel quick-witted, can feel sharp. But that doesn't mean that it's accurate. You can still decide somebody's wrong. You can still create distance. You can still protect yourself. But curiosity doesn't mean that you've abandoned your standards. Why? Why would you think that? No, Joe, I think people don't assess long enough. They don't let go too quickly. They don't think long at all. They jump to the first. It's like this, and we see this all the time, Joe. People take the people interpret what they hear by their by a first or second opinion of what they heard. They didn't take time to listen to the thing, to take understanding, to take stock in it. You have so many people that jump out to say the first initial thing in their mind based on preconceived opinions of the situation of the person. You see this? I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this online through the discussions that you guys have looked at. People will hear things on a topic or a discussion, and instead of engaging with that topic or said discussion, they dive on the person themselves. They transition the conversation onto the things that they don't like about the person and not about the message. This is literally a frame of attacking the messenger instead of the message. I don't I don't think you're smart because I don't like the way you look. I think I'm better than you. Not that I know anything truly about you, but I think that you have less money than I do. I don't think that you know anything when it comes to relationships because you're single, even though I've never been married and you've come through a divorce. There's no way you can possibly teach me things I don't know because I already have valued you as a failure. These are quick assumptions. They have no nuance for the information and for the knowledge that was gained through the one thing that we all share: time. Time. That's the Thank you, Joe said it. But it becomes worse than that, Joe. You can't be right this time because I remember the time you were wrong. But here's the next thing, Joe. Here's what's also important. Because you can have this conversation or these viewpoints with these people who say things like that or who have that thought process with people who they've either observed or they've already had previous run-ins. What do we say about the people who was a first time encounter? They know nothing about you. You know nothing about them. First time you're ever seeing them. What is the initial thought going through their head? I mean, let's be honest. Joe, think about it for yourself. Chat, think about it for yourself. Everybody here, think about it for yourself. I know it's been some time since you've been watching me, whatever. But what do you think was your initial thoughts when you saw me? Before you really understood what was coming out of my mouth, what would you think that was your first initial thoughts of me? I'm pretty sure it was rather quick-witted. I'm pretty sure you saw me on a screen and you made all kind of assumptions based on what I actually look like, not really based on what I said. And then because of the particular spacing that you may have actually seen me in, might have already had a mind frame to immediately disagree with no matter what comes out of my mouth based on what you are looking to gain out of that particular stream that you were looking at. I say things that even a lot of people who I notice who host shows won't even say, such as, just because you see me on camera, do not think that I somehow wield magical power or authority. I'm no different from you. I say things like, if you really don't like what's going on here, you can go and start your own channel. See, a lot of people won't say things like that because they're gonna say, hey, why would I tell you to leave because I need viewers? Why would I tell you to start your own channel? Because that means there's one less eye on me. Do you understand how big the world is? Like, I try not to get full of myself because I see so many people who are egotistical. Doesn't mean I don't have ego. Everyone does. Doesn't mean I'm not even confident. I damn for sure am. But I try to be aware until I am at a point where I am no longer aware. And normally things help me to get to that point for specific reasons. Because if I am too aware, I don't let anyone else breathe. I know that about myself. It's important for other people to breathe, even if I don't agree with them. But let's just be honest, in a lot of civilized, civil conversation, not online, because online doesn't allow you to breathe. If you're taking too long, you're dumb. If I see you and you don't look put together, I think that you're stupid. If I already have other preconceived notions on whether it's religion or race or whatever the hell goose is gonna fit your gander, right? You're already making a preconceived notion. There's automatically a presupposition without any form of clarity. And I've seen it too many times. I've sat by and watched chat rooms and will probably be one of the hundreds of thousands of people over time who can watch a stream and not say one single solitary word, not type one single thing in the chat. Not because I was busy, not because I was frying up some fish, not because I was fucking, but because I need to understand what I am looking at. What am I looking at on the panel? What am I looking at in the chat? What am I hearing versus what is being said? Am I interpreting this wrong? These are my viewpoints, but what are the viewpoints of other people? This is why I've also said things like, I can be having a conversation with you, but I'm not just talking to you. I'm also thinking about what other people are listening to. And these are the things that people have been conditioned not to like because they want to hear the, as I say, nigga babble. People just saying off the walls shit just for the sake of saying it. because they're not really interested in understanding and in anything else. They just want stimulation. And stimulation doesn't need to have good information behind it. Stimulation is just all about keeping you awake, not alert, just awake. Because if you're groggy and you don't understand and you're disoriented, it doesn't matter. You're still awake. So long as you're present. You said you did that with me? So you came over to lurk? I mean, and by the way, a lot of people did that. And I'm pretty sure, KM, you were here long enough and you can hear me say things like, hey, by the way, I get that you guys came here. Maybe somebody came over here through a raid. Oh, I raided Wrestler's channel and they came over here. And I'm just like, hey, appreciate you guys coming in here. But this is probably not the kind of channel that you guys are used to. So if you feel free, you want to dip, feel free to dip. To other creators, that's sacrilege. You don't tell your viewers they can leave. But I say, if this is not the kind of place that you want to be in, feel free to go. There's no shame. There is no indictment. You're not being charged with anything. Feel free to vacate. Feel free to exercise that X button. Because not everybody's place is for everyone. And it is difficult to have a standard that you try to stick to. And when you wander, to go back to that standard, it's difficult. Because some people get caught up in the numbers. Some people get caught up in the ideals of more people watching them. I'm not interested in how many people are watching. I'm interested in how many people will understand so that they can challenge themselves to become better at whatever it is they're trying to achieve. A lot of people have a lot to say, but they don't actually do anything. The idea is to have thoughts that now become actionable. That's important. Too many people say a lot of things, but do nothing. I love the whole the rocking chair thing. A rocking chair gets a lot of action, but it actually goes nowhere. This is the thank you. Quality over quantity. This is the reason, by the way, that quality places are sitting right in the middle of so many things that are quantity. But when people want to go to those quality places, they cost a lot of money. And the sad part about it is that quality can be sitting in a hole in a wall. It doesn't need to have flashing, glowing lights and a velvet rope and a guy at the door and setting reservations. Quality can be sitting in a hole in the wall. But so many people pass by quality every single day. And what I do in my streams and my channels and my videos and my thoughts when I'm trying to project these things in a way that will be digestible for you is that I'm saying that I'm not even the quality. You are. Everyone is. Because what I say and do doesn't do anything for you. What you hear and how you choose to bring it into a framework that you can analyze yourself with, that's going to be the way you change. It's not a wrestler, you made me feel a particular way. It's no. Wrestler, there's something you said that stirred up something in me. And I decided I needed to think about that for a while. That's the part that's important. Not the blame, not that I got here because of you, but rather I got here because I was curious enough to sit here and listen to what you had to say. And not just immediately judge you for having that thought, judge you for having that perspective, but judge myself for not thinking about it myself and thinking long enough about it myself and not just believing that I'm right. Because if I'm really being effective, doesn't matter if I'm right. If I'm right and I do nothing with it, what good does that fucking do? Because there are effective people who climb to their goals who fuck shit up all the time. But you know how they climb? By doing something. They didn't just sit there. They didn't just talk. They actually did something. Oh, Kramos, what's going on? How long have we heard the sayings? Actions speak louder than words. And too many people love to talk. So many people will say things like, so Resla, when you going to be on? Resla, why can't you be live every day? I'm like, because if I was live every day, I wouldn't be doing shit. You have a life. I didn't ask, hey, why is it you not here every day? In fact, I would say this. Here's the funny part about that. If you wanted me live every day, I would say you have to pay for my time. If you want to guarantee that my ass was going to be here every damn day for you, rather than you showing up for yourself, by the way, then that means you need to pay for my time. If you're paid for a stream to take place, I'd show up for that stream. Because why? You guys contributed enough to that stream. But this is not what happens online, and this is not even my demands, my ask even. Because I'm going to say something, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, and that's not my problem at the end of the day. It's yours. I don't make a program or a platform that people need to agree with. This is not a kumbaya session. This is not the YMCA. I did not make events for everybody to feel good. And this is the problem that I see in a lot of spaces. This is a lot of things that I see in real life. Because there are people, conversations that are going to be uncomfortable. But there are too many people that have the mindset of looking at other people smaller than them, and they really don't have any good information. This is where the conversation gets very uncomfortable for people. Because there are times when somebody's going to underestimate you because a smaller version of you works better for them. Now, this sounds harsh. Well, what can I do to improve that? And I say, you already have the wrong question. Because now you're trying to measure up to their expectations. Why do you feel to believe that they are ahead of you now? That you need to impress them? And I don't think this is always intentional, because some people may bring up the framework to make you believe that you need to qualify themselves to you, when the truth of the matter is that you know nothing about them. You know nothing about them. Why would you need to qualify yourself to them? And sometimes a lot of people don't even know that they're doing it. Your uncertainty gave them a place to stand because you questioned yourself first, because a lot of people really don't know themselves. Your struggle made them feel stable because you're struggling with yourself, because you're struggling with the ideal that you need to validate yourself. You need to validate yourself to them. Your explaining made them now feel important. There's a difference between you providing clarity and then you providing, or rather over explaining so that you can validate yourself to them. There are plenty of people, I'm just like, if this is not something that I've said, I don't know how you got to that conclusion. They say, well, I'm just asking. Well, when do you stop asking and you start understanding? Because if you're truly trying to understand, you'd be surprised how little questions continue to come up. And the idea is to ask questions to get their understanding. Don't ask questions for them to have your understanding. But you have to be willing and understanding enough yourself to see that taking place. Your doubt fills their fucking head. I think a lot of people should consider start moving different. Why is it so hard to just get a little bit of clarity? Instead of shooting for the first thing, and most of all, if you're this type of person who walks around believing that you are better than other people, by the way, without proving a damn thing. This is why I also say, feel free to exercise your right to do whatever you're going to do and to say what you're going to say, but also, at the end of the day, it's your opinion. Because what have you actually proven? I'm supposed to just believe you because you say so? In this world, you prove you're metal, right? This is why I also say, don't believe just because you see a person on a camera that they have authority now. This is also the problem between the viewer and the host. You now start looking at them as a model. And I'm saying you should always question those models. What's the first model that we learn to question, folks? Our parents, our teachers. Because not everything is going to add up. Because eventually, as we get smarter, we will also see flaws. And then there are people who all they see is flaws, but they actually don't look to see the areas in which they actually do qualify. You'll chastise your parents now because of something that you don't like, but forgetting the fact that at the end of the day, they are your parents. You you better remember that one. That's not a fear thing, is that you wouldn't be here without them. You can question your teachers and their methods and their standards, but they did get the qualification to be in that position, and you don't have that. You're the one that's still in training. They already have everything. They can show you the paperwork. What do you have? You can question the methods of a millionaire or a business owner, but if you're not really one yourself and they're doing better than you, or they have something that you don't, they still have information that you're still looking for yourself. We oftentimes find a lot of people judging the things that they believe they know, but not questioning what they don't know. And there's a self-inflated thing where we bank a lot of our experiences, or we bank a lot of self-qualifications on ourselves, but we underestimate everybody else. I say this a lot about people, that when I see the internet content about people having fights in the street, I'm like, you might know all, you might have self-defense, you might know how to really handle yourself, but do you really know anything about them? How do you know they don't have more qualification than you? How is it that you believe just because you might look like a bigger person that they're not stronger than you? Because size has nothing to do with skill. And by the way, anyone can get lucky. Size has nothing to do with precision. Bruce Lee said it himself. He's not worried about the guy who learned 1,000 techniques. Or sorry, who learned a 1,000 techniques. He's afraid of the guy who learned one technique and practiced it 1,000 times. And if he doesn't know what that one technique is, why are you so confident? Why are you so sure? How do you know you're not walking into a trap? How do you know you're not walking yourself into a trap? Why not be happy with the fact that there are just as capable people as you are? Why? Who told you that there's only you on the top of the pyramid? Who told you that life was really a pyramid? Because we can see people who are in great positions who get killed out. I said it, by people sitting on the bottom of the rung, right? Do you really believe that the totem pole exists if the top still has to see the bottom on a regular basis? Just a thought. Just some food for thought. Yet people walk around believing that there's a totem pole in life. And I say, this is why I say, like, if you are really as great as you claim to be, why are you talking, judging? Why are you explaining yourself? Why would you even be reacting to someone like me? Something to think about. If you're really as important as you claim to be, you don't have the time for me. What's good, Blind? You don't have the time for me. If you're as busy, as important, and as self-aggrandizing as you really claim to be, then why do you spend your time looking at me? Because I say I'm the same as everybody else. But that also means I'm the same as you. But if you already are set in your own head, I am better than you, we're not the same, then why are you even paying attention to me? Why are you even paying attention to people who are lesser than you? Because the way how I came up in the world, right, was that you don't really focus on people who are lesser than you, right? You're supposed to be only focusing on the people who are ahead of you because these are the only people that can help pull you up. And if you're saying that you're at the top and there's no one else to look at, that sounds rather lonely. Because now you should be questioning your position. If you're at the top and you're lonely and the only way for you to get your stimulation is now to look at the bottom, you fucked yourself. You fucked yourself. I guess that means you're not as great as you think you are if you still need other people below you in order to feel good about yourself. Patrick, was good. You said we're not our brother's keepers. I agree. I feel the same way about that whole the sins of the fathers thing. Like, I agree. You're responsible for the things that you do. In all things. Everyone should have a measure of self-respect. And it doesn't matter whether you are the guy in the Tom Ford suit to the person who's homeless. Because even in their time, in your most desperate times, there's still something that you can do that there are plenty of other people who can't do. The only difference that you share with them are time and opportunity. Everybody needs an opportunity to prove something. An opportunity comes with being in the right circumstances, being in the right place at the right time, knowing the right people. That's all it is. This is why I try to tell you guys, the largest thing that you're going to realize that you're going to need is to build rapport. Because life is about choices, the trade-offs that you're willing to make for those choices, and people. Anyone that thinks they're going to make it by themselves is already doomed to fail. Because you need people in order to come up. Because if you don't have anyone to come up off of, to come up after, you're already sitting at the bottom. Food for thought. Sit there and think about it. At the basis of everything, you're going to need somebody else. You may not like it, you may not want it, but you need someone else. Every time we hear the scenario of a desert island, keep in mind, there are no desert islands for people that have that scenario with. Even the movie Castaway, he needed Wilson. He needed somebody. Even when he got off the island, who rescued him? Other people. Nobody survives on a desert island by themselves. No one. That's the key thing that everybody loses out on. If you are on a desert island by yourself, well, guess what? If you were on a desert island by yourself, you'd be cooked. Because there will be not enough stimulation to keep you alive. There will be no real motivation to keep you alive. You would fall flat because you wouldn't serve a purpose. And so many people are caught up in so many different things to try to prove their own self-identity. This is who I am. This is who I am. This is what I do. Really? Or is this what you want other people to acknowledge you as? Is that really who you are? Because there are so many people who work jobs who say, I'm a telemarketer. I'm a VP. I'm a bus driver. I'm a cook. I'm an accountant. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer, etc., etc. But do you hear them say, I'm a husband? I'm a father. I'm a dedicated aunt. I'm a son or I'm a daughter. These are not the ways how people introduce themselves, and it's designed to think that way. Why is it that these things are not considered the immediate thoughts of the things that are considered to be of value? How did your identity become the thing that you do? Here's the next thing. How did your perception of yourself become the qualifier to what everybody else does? Because unless you have a conversation, you don't know what you don't know. You have no damn clue. You need to get a clue, actually. Most people, I would say in this day and age, even do less. Honestly, as much as I would love to say, and I have been saying that it's really about underestimating other people, here's the truth of the matter. They overestimate themselves. To the point where average people in the street believe that they're going to take on a trained fighter. You could, and by the way, you could get lucky. Again, you see skill over precision. You could have skill, but precision can still get you down. You just need a good hit. But let's just be honest. If that is your hope, You are SOL and JWF. You are shit out of luck and you are jolly well fucked. Because hope is not something that you should be banking on. What's good, Tom? Hope is not something you should be banking on. You should be banking on what you know. And you should be worried about the things that you don't know. And you should always be thinking about if they know something that I don't. I can't tell you how many people have left me alone when they say things to me like, Wrestler, well, I feel like you're not telling me everything. I'm like, depends. There are things that I'm not telling you because you don't need to know. Well, why does that feel like you're telling me something I don't know? And I go, because I do. Thank you. This is 100% correct. By the way, not even your spouse sees you as you see yourself. Not even your spouse. They only see the version that you are, the best version that you could present yourself in that moment. People don't really know what's clawing in that mind of yours versus what you choose to show. And I find it so weird that we have people in the world. Actually, it's not even weird, to be honest with you, because it's become so normal. But it is impressive, let's put it that way, how many people walk around on a daily basis with the belief, with the insinuation that they have more value than anyone else simply because they open their mouth and because they draw oxygen, not also realizing, not paying attention, and not acknowledging that the person that they're speaking to is also drawing oxygen. This is amazing. It's amazing to me. This is not even a whole respect thing. Respect other people. It's not even that. It's acknowledging that you need them, not more than you need them, not less than you need them, but you need to understand you don't know everything. And that thing that you might not know may make them just as much, if not more valuable than you. I mean, let's just be honest. For those of you who are religious, what does it matter if a CEO makes a shit ton of money and lots of people are relying on him or her to have a company because that's how they feed their family and everything else like that? If they have shitty practices, and if you're a religious person that turns around and say even the lowest person has a lot of value so long as they believe. Value, yes, is a perspective, but it's also about being useful. It's funny, even when I say useful, there is a term called useful idiot. How is it they have no value if they're useful? Even if they're an idiot, they have value. The more or less is situational. Because if I don't need anything from you, why would I think that you are unworthy? I just don't have a place for you. That doesn't mean that someone else is not going to benefit from your talents. And so many people walk around treating other people with their first notions, or they have the need to be right, the need to feel like they're on top, and they will put other people down simply so that they can feel like they're going somewhere. This is when people get weird. This is when the jokes come out. This is when the silence feels off. because a concern shows up. A concern shows up that doesn't really sound like a concern. Oh, blind. You would know something about that. When a concern shows up that doesn't really sound like a concern. A person who never cared about your direction suddenly has a lot of opinions about how you should move. See, that's when I start paying attention. Because not all advice is advice. Sometimes it's really containment. Advice gives you something to think about. Containment, however, tries to return you to a version of yourself that makes someone else feel comfortable. And people don't always know the difference when they were receiving these things. Somebody can say they're being realistic when in reality, they just don't know. They just don't know what you they just don't know what you want to outgrow versus the picture that they have of you. That doesn't mean that every warning that they give is wrong. It doesn't mean that every person questioning you is against you, by the way. Because there are people who don't, there are people who will catch things that you missed. Good correction can save you from making bad moves in the future. A real friend can tell you, I hear you, and I think you need to slow down. This matters. The problem is when the concern is not about helping you see better. It's about making sure that you don't move far beyond what they can understand, not what you can understand. This is about the vision that other people can't see. Doing what feels right to you often confuses the shit out of other people. Not because they're stupid, not because they hate you, not because they are automatically wrong. They may understand what you want. They may understand why you may want something and still disagree with the very decisions that you're making. But I say that's their cross to bear. What's that got to do with you? Especially if you are really not close to them. You have to be careful not to turn every disagreement into disrespect. This is a problem that I see, especially online. Not particularly, but especially online. What's good, Denizen? Because to me, that's too lazy. Sometimes people disagree because they see risk everywhere. And sometimes they know something you haven't considered yet. Sometimes your vision is real. And sometimes your plan is weak. Both can be true at the same time. The vision can matter, and the execution could also need some work. That's why this is why it can't turn into a nobody understands me, so I am right situation. That's not the point. The point is that other people's inability to see the full thing, the full picture, does not automatically mean that that full picture is false. People are going to push against a vision that they can't see. A lot of people are going to judge your vision. They're judging the distance between where you are and where you're saying that you're going. And sometimes that distance to them looks ridiculous because they're judging your distance of where you're trying to go based on how they already see you. And that's why you need to know the difference between being corrected and when you're being reduced. I think if you really got the right people around you, people who are willing to correct you, it will keep you sharp. People who are willing to reduce you, they just want to keep you small. I absolutely agree, KM. Absolutely. You need to look for the people that's actually going to help you move in a better direction. The other people just want to stop you because your movement is uncomfortable to watch. Your movement shines a spotlight even on them about where they could have moved forward, where they see an area of their life where opportunity was there and they didn't take the opportunity and now they're stuck and they're questioning themselves. And for them to question themselves is a bad thing. Easier to question what you do because looking at themselves, looking in that mirror hurts more. And the sad part about it is that when you're trying to move in a particular direction or when you see yourself in an area that you want to outgrow, that you want to outmaneuver, a place that you are no longer wanting to be stuck in, you're going to have to do things against the people who are comfortable seeing you a very particular way. And people do this all the time. People do it with family, people do it with friends. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with their job, but they're tired of doing it. And they realize the only way I'm going to have to leave these people, is if I sever myself clean. Because for me to get to where I'm going, I can't walk around with stones holding me down in the very spot because those stones are comfortable being where they are, sitting where they are. And it can be a lonely road. And a lot of people get trapped because of loneliness. But sometimes you need to borrow strength from other people, from other places, from other ideals, from other ideologies, and not be conformed to the identities of other people. I think it's sad when people tie their whole existence to how others view them. And again, I understand how this happens, why this happens. When enough people doubt you, you start looking at something strong enough to keep you standing. It's not always the people that help you. It's not always the people that's going to keep you strong. I don't think that there's anything wrong with borrowing strength. For some reason, I see a lot of places where people are like, if it's not all up here, it's not all in here, then you got it wrong. And that's not true. You can borrow it from faith. You can borrow it from a quote. You can borrow it from a book. You can go looking for someone who believes in you when you can't fully believe in yourself. It can come from a moment that reminded you that you're not you're not stuck. You're not where you want to be, but you're not as far behind as you used to be. And you can use that to help you to stand upright, to stand straight, to know that it's dirty, but it's supposed to be dirty. but you're not down. The issue starts when strength turns into your identity. And I talked about this before, even during my paths, my transitions of being homeless. There is a difference between people being helped by somebody outside of you and being defined by people who are outside of you. It's great when you have somebody who doesn't even have to really be invested in you take the time to want to help you versus those who actually do know you and they're putting you down. This is about support. This is about understanding yourself enough to actually lean on someone else for strength as well. And this is also something that can be very scary to a lot of people. I would rather borrow strength from something that helps me a stand a chance of fighting tomorrow than to deal with the identity from other people who never even ask questions enough to really get to know me. Because some people will never fully know you. They'll know your vision because you've opened your mouth. They may pay attention to what season that you may have said it. I remember because I was warm, and I remember because it was raining that day. They're not really caring about you. They'll know because they'll document every mistake that you make. They'll know because they'll be the people who actually bring the rumors up to other people about what you want. They'll know because they'll clip you. They'll know how you looked at that point in your life when you decided that you wanted to be that thing. And they're going to build a whole identity of you because of that, to hold you down with, to weigh you down, to anchor you. But honestly, you can't make that your foundation. Oh, I'm dissing clipping. I am. If someone never had enough curiosity to know you clearly, their opinion should not have enough authority to define who you are on a deep level. And since we're talking about people who have their own opinions about a lot of different stuff, let's talk about people, because I see this on the internet as well, of course, but I also see this in areas. People who talk bigger than they actually show. Because another part of this is how people love to compare what they believe they know and what they can actually show. Right? A lot of people assume plenty. They express a lot. They display very freaking little when it comes to show and tell. This shows up everywhere. Take your pick. We see the conversation that even happen online, but these conversations also happen offline. Money, intellect, romance, business, content, friendship, work. A person can speak with weight and they got nothing recorded behind it. They know what everybody else should do, apparently. They can explain why someone won't make it. They can tell you, oh, your goals are unrealistic. Somehow, every other person is flawed and it's so freaking obvious. They're looking for the work behind all this certainty. At least I am. What do I get? Nothing. Nothing. That doesn't only mean successful people can speak. This is why I say, do not think that someone, just because they are sitting in front of the camera, that you guys are taking your time, the same thing that we are both sharing, that doesn't mean that they're an authority figure. That doesn't mean that they're smarter than your average bear. That would be stupid. You do not have to be the first. Rather, you do not have to be a finished product to notice when you see something that's authentic. A lot of people are just borrowing their idea of authority, not because they truly have any. Some people like to sound like they've touched things, they've been places that other people can only watch on TV or from a distance. They borrow languages from people who actually did the work. They borrow confidence from spaces that they never actually stood in. They borrow credibility only from proximity. That can fool people for a while. For a while. Especially if it's designed in a way that helps distract people from actually taking a closer look. And someone like myself, am always trying to understand the thing that I did not hear, not just what I heard. What is it I also did not hear? Image is easy to sell to people because most people don't ask enough questions. But here's the truth. Well, rather, work tells the truth eventually. Maybe not fast, maybe not neat, maybe not the way that you want it. Still, over time, the gaps start showing. Fake people with their fake ass movements can only last as long as somebody asks what actually got built. That question should clear out all that damn smoke. Yes, KM, masking. I think a lot of people, especially online, these actions are cheap. And I know that's going to sound rough, especially if you're someone who's in here, who's also a content creator, whether you're in the chat or whether you're lurking. There are people who can call something action because they stood close to someone else who actually put in a lot of the effort. Because, oh, I think I'm important now because I was in the room. They know the right people. They show up once to the outcome and they believe now everything's clear to them. And then they tell the story to you like they were the ones who were in the dirt from the beginning. No. Presence is not sacrifice. Being near to the process does not mean that you carried any sense of the load. Pause. Real effort has cost. Time has cost. Discipline has cost. Trying again after looking stupid has a cost. Being wrong in public has a cost. Doing the shit nobody cares about and nobody is clapping for has a cost. A person does not get to collect credit from something or somebody that they did not have a hand in freaking building. But people let that happen all of the damn time because the image looks better. In fact, the very people whose work they are trying to copy, saying that they're a part of, criticizing, sorry, the people that their work are copying, mimicking, are the people that they critique to lower their status so that they can try to look like they're the ones that's on top. They haven't done shit. They're copying off of other people and then turning around and discrediting that person for having the idea that they wish they had. I've seen this. I've heard the back conversations, people with DMs. I've seen this in business. Background talks, people venting in bathrooms. And by the way, I don't blame someone for being fooled the first time. People get fooled. If you think you haven't been bamboozled, hoodwinked, flim flam, flabbergasted, you're a liar and a ninja. And I said what I said. Some people know how to present themselves really well. They know exactly what to say. They know how to make people borrow value. My view changes when someone sees what's happening and they still decide to still keep applauding that action. You see that you have been fooled, and yet you stick around to still listen to that dribble. You still sit there to listen, to sit at their feet while they feed you bullshit. You're being baby bird even after you know they're sitting there looking at you like, acknowledge me. You know, where's the Roman Reigns? Acknowledge me. You are my baby birds, and I'm feeding you. And you think that they're stuffing worms in your mouth. They're feeding me knowledge. And then you find that they're not actually feeding you worms in your mouth. They're sticking their dick in your mouth. And you show up again and again and again to get that same worm in your mouth. At that point, this is disgusting. At this point, you're not helping the illusion. Now, they can hear that. People don't need to hear that. No, they need to hear that. Because you're not choking on something nourishing. You're gagging on bullshit. I know people don't like hearing that, but guess what? It's still true. Take a break. Let's take a break. I've been saying a lot to you guys. Let's take a quick break. Let me ask the chat something. Where have you seen somebody talking way bigger than what they actually can show? It could be business, could be relationships, could be content, could be your group friends, could be work. Where have you seen it? You said, damn. Listen, Here on YouTube, of course. Yeah. I've seen plenty of it on YouTube. I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it on Rumble. I've seen it on Kick. I've seen it on Twitch. Yeah. Seen it on Trovo. You know. Seen it on Instagram. Seen it on Facebook. There's not a platform I haven't seen it on that I've taken a look at it. Well, any social media. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. Because it doesn't even need to be a video. Doesn't need to be an audio podcast. It can be a blog. So yeah. There's no medium. By the way, I'm realizing I'm asking this question. I'm talking about the person who sounds like they are above everybody. And then the moment where that moment comes to that moment when it comes to actually show their actual work, they got nothing to provide. They got excuses. In fact, they'll flip it back on you. Who the fuck are you? Fuck is you? You don't understand. I built a company. You don't understand. I am this. I got this amount of money. And you're like, well, can you prove that to me? You're nobody special. Why should I prove that to you? You know what you can do? You can suck my left nut. How many times have we seen those people? I need you to swallow all of my bullshit and do not question me. How many times have you seen that pattern? How many times have you heard them talk? How many times have people kept giving them credit for things that they have not proven? Whose effort were they borrowing things from? Because there are people who are listening to people who show nothing. You said it's enabling? Could be. So I feel as oh, San Francisco Bay. Okay. Well, you say as much as you say the career Democrats, you can say that for Republicans. You can say that for people who claim to be far left, far right, center. But the fact of the matter is that this is not something that has to do with parties. This is something that has to do with human behavior. You don't need to be a part of a particular party or a program or affiliate in order to express self-aggrandizing fucking views. The moment we say it's them, remember when you're pointing the finger at somebody else, you've at least got 3 fingers pointing back at you. So it's other people as well. Other people do this. Everyone does this. Your parents do this. Your teachers have done this. Your boss has done this. You have done this. The question is, can you fall back on a moment to say, shit, I can be doing better. I can choose to take what I've done or take what they've seen and actually turn it into something to be aware of in the future. And I think a lot of people, they turn around and they say, yeah. And then they have the memory, you could say, due to social media, they have the memory of a goldfish, and that desire is gone. Gone. They Mama, you're old enough. Forrest, you're old enough. I think a lot of us is old enough. It reminds me of what's his name? What's his name from Popeye? The guy who always claims that he's always broke, but he's always like, what's his name? I'm gonna remember it. He's always broke, but he always says he want a hamburger. I'll pay you next Tuesday. That's what it reminds me of. Wimpy, there you go. What's good, either man? There's Ravens in the building. Nah, Bluto was the he's the antagonist. From the fifth floor. The fifth floor. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, because like a lot of people will have this kind of confidence because confidence can trick people. A lot of people will build quietly. A lot of people, well, rather, a lot of people building quietly may not be having all the results just yet. And this is what I'm saying about you guys as well. We're all building something that not everybody can see the results. A lot of people, well, they think that they can explain what they're learning, and not everybody can because they're still figuring it out as they're going through it. And these are details that they know or you know because they're the ones who are actually there in it in that moment. And the problem is that when you have so many people that make assumptions and assertions based on little to no information and it automatically box you, how many times do you do it? But also, why do you follow the people who actually do it? I posed the question back that I said earlier. How many of you guys first saw me, wherever you saw me from, and what was your first thoughts of me? And let's just be honest. Some of y'all might be trying to be nice to me right now. You might be thinking, who is this black bastard on this panel with all these good white folks? If that's your inner monologue, that's your inner monologue, Happy that you're here. Happy that I swayed you. Happy that you decided to change your life around and get with this nice dark chocolate. It's all right. I know you had an inner hunger. It's all good. Happy that I've fed you for the past couple of years. It's all good. Congratulations. You still have arrived. Let's give you a round of applause. You still arrived. You have been delivered. You see a better future for yourself. It's okay. Uh, it's all right. No smoke, no heat, no judgment. You don't even need to come to the front of the congregation, and you don't even need to profess what you did wrong. It's okay. It is what it is. We don't need you to confess your dastardly deeds. The fact of the matter is that you not gay no more. Oh man, I wish I had that clip. Women, 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 women. Like, it's okay. You were thinking one way, and then you're like, damn, honestly, I was thinking rather wrong. And this guy helped me out. You know what? Nah, it's not a cure. You'll always have afflictions, blind. But at least I gave you a treatment. Other people just says, there's nothing there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're you're per- you're perfect just the way you are. And it was bullshit. But it's okay. I made you question things. Maybe question how you felt about yourself. Maybe question how you felt about me.
Wait, what?
I'm not no hey. We listen. We don't judge. You hear that, folks? We listen. We don't judge.
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
Okay, maybe I'm judging. Maybe I will judge. I'm gonna judge anyway. But you changed. I'm not gonna hold you to who you used to be. Used to be's don't make no honey. So I'm not gonna hold you to what you used to be because you're different now. You've changed. You're doing better. You're taking your meds. All right? And this matters. This is important. This is what makes us stronger. Just saying. So let's dive a little bit into this. Let me think about something because we were already talking about people who are already now casting these ideals, these lights upon you, right? Creating actions, rather stating that they're creating actions that are rather cheap, right? I want to say this for you guys, for anyone, if you even think that you're someone who's going through this. And I want to just say by saying their opinions should really stop being the mirror that you see yourself in, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's even your spouse. Because here's the truth of the matter: some of you guys might be in long term or even short term relationships, but the premise still stands. Where people think that they saw you or they met you does not mean that you are now grafted. You are now stuck as being that person. A lot of people don't even understand like growth is supposed to happen. There are parts of you that's supposed to evolve and parts of you that's supposed to die. But there are so many people with their opinions that they hold upon you. And I do this too. No one is above it. This is something that I have to learn as well. Right. Even if there's, by the way, even if there's someone, whether you like, love, hate, or indifferent, you can change your opinion about them if you take more time to first understand yourself and then understand if you are still holding or harboring how you felt about them to this day. Because if they've been doing things differently and you're still holding on to something that they did, the problem isn't them. The problem still lies with you. I'll take a moment and let you think about that real quick. Because I have a feeling I just said something deep there. I'm going to let that breathe on the track for a moment. All right? Because people say that what I'm saying to you is something to be confronted. I appreciate you, Forrest. Thank you for stopping by. Tell Sippin I said what's up. And I don't mean this in the way that's supposed to be um an indictment on the people that you've even might have looked at or how people look at you, but rather to take a good gander around the people that you deal with and wonder how many of them are still holding on to how they used to see you, and also for yourself, how are you still looking at other people? Because I think a lot of people still think about what they see in the moment, and the truth of the matter is that that may not be entirely true. And I mean, their judgment may come from something that's inside of them, inside of us, and not something that's actually true about us or about them. And it can still bother you. It can still bother them. I'm asking for a moment, let's be a little bit honest with ourselves. Being misread can really piss you off. Pisses me off, especially on an initial interaction, because of what they think that they heard or what they think I was saying, or how I remind them of someone else entirely different. Disrespect can get under your skin. A low opinion from somebody can hit you way harder than you actually want to admit, whether you show it or not. Especially when part of you already has a wound that's already there from somebody else who did it to you in the past. Because now it feels like a confirmation that what they're saying is true, when the truth of the matter is that these are isolated incidents. And that is human. I think the difference is when those opinions, those opinions stop being evidence against you, or evidence, when those opinions you stop using as evidence against them. The truth of the matter is that they may not have just asked enough questions. Points that I made before. The truth of the matter is that you need to understand that these things that people are looking at you on is not, they're not your limits. And you also need to understand this. Your ambitions may have reminded them of something that they have still pending, still sitting on the back burner, that they know they need to take care of. Just because you have some sense of clarity, honestly, these are the things that might irritate them. It might piss them off because they're still negotiating with themselves as to where they should be. There's also this chance that there's also the chance that they were not really looking at you at all. They could be looking at themselves, or they could be looking at somebody else that you stated trials and tribulations that they may know personally, and they're a little bit irritated with that person. Maybe they were even looking at themselves through you. And that changes a lot. It puts a big bar on people. It's very heavy. And now their opinions does not, by the way, their opinion does not get to sit on your head as if whatever assessment they made in you is now your official report. I remember even the point where I was even the point I was when I was having this conversation with Brick on a panel, because I remember, like, he reminded me of something that I do look at, when he was like, how do you feel about news? And I just said, I don't really look at good news or bad news. I just look at it as news. It's just information. It doesn't really say anything about you. It just talks about the situation. Sometimes your only responsibility is to just listen, not to judge, not to critique. You don't need to say anything. Just listen. Because sometimes it tells you only who they saw, who they missed or are missing. It tells you what they are confronting. Doesn't mean it's personal against you or personal slight. It may even tell you that they should not have actually, they should not have that much access to who they believe that you are. And something that even gives you the enough information that you say, I need to sever this connection with you. It should make you more it should make you more careful about those that you give access to, who can influence you. I don't know who that is. Called me a clown last week. Hmm. Yeah. 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 I can grasp that. Well, well, that's who you should consider if you want to be like that blind. It's something you should consider, not that you should be, not that you need to be, but you should consider it. What's good, Hornet? Hornet in the building. By the way, I feel like I should say this. I don't want this whole conversation to become look at what people did to me type shit. That's 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 not what this is, because that would be very lazy, it would be disingenuous, and it would be way too easy to just fall on. I think the harder question is where I've done the same thing. That should be the thing that we should be looking at. That's the point that I'm really trying to put into perspective. What have I done the same thing? Have I judged too fast? Where did I belittle or reduce somebody because their size or their audience, content wise, um, made me feel uncomfortable? Where did I decide that? Where did I decide I understood someone based on my first impression of them and not what they actually brought in value? Where did I call where was it in my mind that I called this discernment when in reality I wasn't even freaking curious? This is the part that matters. Not just questioning people, but learning to question ourselves. Because it is hard to critique and question ourselves. It's easy to put ourselves down. It is hard to question ourselves. It's easy to say you're stupid, you're an idiot, people who hit themselves, but not, am I seeing this wrong? What am I doing wrong? Have I done this before? Why do I keep doing this? What steps can I make to make this better? Do I need help making this change? It's so easy to just bypass all of that and just shit on ourselves. And by the way, the reason why I bring up things like this is because as a whole, as a species, we are losing the ability to do the very thing that got us here in the first place. And that is to be curious, to ask questions. Everybody wants curiosity when they're being mislabeled, misread. But offering it to somebody else is also the real test, isn't it? And no, that does not mean that you get to ignore what people actually show you. Some people are going to show you enough. That will happen. At a certain point, the distance between you and them will make sense. Still, still, there is a difference between noticing a pattern and rushing flatly into a conclusion against someone based on your vibe. That's where I think people need to start checking themselves. My gut. Your gut doesn't have information. Your gut is a pre programming on your own experience. It's not based on readily available information. Your gut, your guts can be rearranged. Because if the whole point is Be curious, not judgmental. Want to make sure I got back to that. Then I don't. Then you don't. Then we don't get to only apply that when we find it being suitable. And I think I think I might land it here. Being underestimated does not always say something about does not always say something deep about you. Sometimes it only exposes what a person is actually doing in that moment. In that moment. Maybe they're moving too fast. Maybe they easily are categorizing people and they really shouldn't. Maybe they feel better about the fact that they feel that you're underneath. Don't you rush off. You're not gonna treat me like a whore. You're not gonna throw the 20 on the corner and then try to dip out of here. No, 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 no. You know me, I long stroke. You know me, I long stroke. Don't you fucking even try to slip the 20 on the fucking counter and try to dip, KM. Don't you fucking try me. Don't you try me. You see that she tried to treat me like a whore. This is crazy. She tried to treat me like a damn whore. Um, like I said, a lot of people like they're gonna try to move too fast. Um, and honestly, I think a lot of people trust the image. They trust the image that they set up people to actually be the thing that's gonna work for them. And I don't believe that that's necessarily the case. I think for a lot of people, us included, we should really move towards having more of an understanding. And I think once you see that, every opinion does not equal the fact that you get access to them, whether they have full access to you. And that doesn't mean you get to ignore criticism, by the way, because that's going to be stupid. That would be foolish of you to actually do that. So some criticism is useful. Some. I think when we're here on the internet, a lot of it is not really useful because a lot of it is done maliciously. It is meant to be degrading because for some reason you guys are holding your meat or sticking up your fingers and putting it down because you only want degrading shit. You like debase me, and I don't get it. I mean, that's not wrong. I do get it. I don't feel the need for that to be my stimulation. Certain people see things that you miss. This will always be the case. And good. Because that means correction can help keep you level setted so that you don't have to say something stupid in the future. Lazy judgments, lazy judgments do not deserve the same seat at the table. Which is why I say not everybody, just because they have a camera and a microphone, are ready for a conversation. Oh, there goes KM. You know, she took that penny for herself. Yep, there you go. Let me pay my whore. I'm cheap. Yeah. Mm-hmm. um, but a person who never asked the question does not need a person who never asked the question enough questions about you does not get to define you. Someone that you need, someone who needs you to feel smaller than them does not get to measure where your max, where your ceiling is at. That's the point that I'm rather getting at. I'm still thinking about the be curious, not judgmental, because it sounds simple. It sounds forgettable, even. And I think maybe that's why people don't take it seriously, though. Living that way takes more than just being nice. You have to actually question what you think that you're seeing first. You have to actually check that part of you that sees somebody that's beneath you. Stop rewarding that little hollow feeling that you have just because you want to believe that you sound certain. And more than anything, you can know yourself at least well enough that somebody else's limits, someone else's opinions does not become louder than yours. And it's okay for them to have an opinion and you not need to shout that opinion down. Just because you hear things that you even don't agree with doesn't make it your moral obligation to correct them. Questioning and correcting are also not the same thing. Sometimes we need to say, I don't really agree with that. I do have some questions though, rather than you're stupid, you're a whore, you're dumb, you're an idiot, you're a bimbo. Because this is also the difference between being effective rather than being right. Because I said this before, when you know better, you do better. And when you do better, it shows in your work. Not always right, not always how people expect, but eventually, people will see the message. And that's the part that people will talk about. So, where do I want to leave you guys at? Or do you think this is something that we should have a little bit of a talk about? I've got about a good hour to myself. I'll leave it up to you. I'm in a decent mood. I got about an hour to myself before I have to really start considering to take flight. Because sometimes, not even sometimes, I think most of the time, we have to be told about what our flaws are in order to recognize them. I think the part of the problem is that when I actually are trying to have conversations with people, is that here's the I've said this before, but I also need to say this again. I think part of the problem that we have is conversations are not just made for the bold and the few. Because if that was the case, here's what I would just do. I would say there's really no reason to even have boisterous conversations where other people can actually understand, get a take, maybe even agree. Maybe they were a little too shy or ashamed to even say the thing out loud, which they absolutely should. Because everybody's worried about their point of view. And I'm like, if that's the case, I don't understand what's the point in putting your point of view in writing if you're not willing to say that thing out loud. Because writing things down is cute, saying things out loud have more action because now it's spoken into the ethos, because now you have to do something about it. You can write in your diary, you can write in your journals, and you can close the book on it and no one will see it. When you say something verbally, you either have to readjust or you have to take action. And I think a lot of people are not willing to go take action. They're just willing to write things down. And this is the point of my platform. And I don't want to bring a platform to people where only the few are able to believe that they're boisterous. Because it's funny enough, when I speak to a lot of you guys, you're very opinionated. But when it comes to you finding your voice, you're absolute fucking pussies. I said what I said. And if you don't agree with me, that's cool. But if you're saying that's not true, Resla, I am someone, I talk all the time. I say it to my friends, my families, my kids, my coworkers. Yeah, you haven't said it for the world to know. Prove it. Link is in the chat. Oh, see, it's tough when it's tough now when the rabbit got the gun, right? Shoot, it's tough when the rabbit got the gun. So that's a whole other thing now, isn't it? See, in my space, you don't. In my space, in my channel, you don't get to talk tough and not back it up. That's how you can get kicked out the boardroom. See, I look at this as like a boardroom, right? I look at this like a rally. And when we have the rally, you have people that's sitting there with the megaphone or the microphone, and everybody gets to walk up and say something. But what we do not accept are the hecklers. If you can't step up to the front of the congregation and said that shit, like, pussy. No, we're not doing that. We kick you out. You can get your pink slip. You can get a pink slip. Don't be a bitch. You got someone in the back. Give. We're gonna do this. What's good?
Hello?
Yeah. How's it going?
What's up, brother? This is oh, I'm on my wrong account. I'm on a troll account. This is Patrick Patterson.
Okay, what's good, Patrick?
What's up, brother? First of all, I want to say, you're getting up here trying to sound philosophical and all this, but coming out and judging somebody you have no clue who you're talking about doesn't look very good.
I agree.
Have you done any research on me?
Have I done research on? Sorry, say it one more time.
You were talking pretty much about what me and Blizzy are going through. So have you done any research on me at all?
I have done research. Well, I've spoken to a lot of different people in a lot of different aspects. So I wasn't. I know you guys were having a big talk. I wasn't really paying attention to everything because I am kind of running a show.
I
So I have to make
understand
sure I
that.
keep my framework, my mind frame as to what I was thinking
But all
about.
this was out of opinion, right?
Yes,
You didn't go to my channel. You didn't check none of my shit out. You didn't see how I
I
shut
I
a
have not.
bully channel down last week.
I have not. Honestly, I don't really spend
So,
my time
so,
moving
so,
around the
so
internet.
why are you so invested with this if you're not even with me and what I'm doing? If you're not even checking my shit out,
Why would I be? What question is? Why would I be invested in what you're doing?
why are you?
Because I live life as well.
So, if you cared about what I was doing and if I was being a bully or being a good guy, why wouldn't you go check?
I'm happy that you asked that. Who told you that I cared about what you were doing?
And that's what your whole stream's been about, bud.
Yeah, because I live life, and I'm worried about
Okay,
how
so
I perceive things in the mm, 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 how I perceive things in the world. And my question is, are you seeing things different that way, or do you just sit around holding the opinions over other people and not grasping much for yourself? What's good, Blind?
What's up?
what's up, Lizzie?
What
See,
up?
a lot of people, even the way how you first started out in this conversation, it seems to be more about you. Is everything always about you? What if you
I,
know there's other people in the world because it's about choices, trade offs, and other people?
because I said, "What's up, Lizzie?" That means it's about me.
You were talking to me before Blizzy came up.
And I just said hi to Blizzy. I'm sorry, Blizzy. I
I
take it back.
asked you a question.
And Blizzy said hi to us, and I replied back hi to him. And now you're acting like I did something wrong. Are you fucking
Cool.
crazy?
Can
What
you
was your
answer?
question? Say
Can
it
you,
again.
Blizzy? How's it going? Because apparently
What's up?
he wants to really have a conversation with you.
I don't even know who that is. Who is it?
That's
It's
Pat.
Patrick.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, this is a troll.
Hmm?
I mean, he can try. If he doesn't understand me, that's all
I,
good.
you said something, and I didn't hear the whole question because Blizzy had spoken up and said hi to us when I replied to him. But you said,
You said hi to me, but okay. I just can. Uh, or I'll wait till you get back because I wanted to talk to you, wrestler, and not this troll.
I want to ask him what his question was.
So what's up, Patrick? Did you? Oh,
The
he's back.
idea, the idea that you believe, the idea that you're number one, believing that I would focus on what you're doing when everyone lives life. As I've stated, even within my own very stream, just because I have a platform does not make me an authority figure. So why would I think that because you have a platform that I would spend my time focusing on you when everyone lives life?
You're the one who's so interested in what I'm doing to Blizzy. If you're
Re- re-
interested in,
really? Did I state that I was so interested in what you were doing to Blizzy? When did I make that statement?
you didn't make that. That's what this whole thing is about. Is about me
No, no, no.
bullying Blizzy.
Really? Who stated that? Can you tell me when?
Okay, you didn't then.
So
What?
you're a liar.
That's not what it's about. We all
Well,
know
that's
it's
what you
not
stated.
about
That's
that.
your claim. That's your
No,
claim.
I didn't say you stated that, did I? I
That
said
is
that's
your
what your.
claim.
I said
That is
that's
your
what the
claim.
whole. Okay, that's
Sir.
what I
I've been speaking for
perceive your vid.
well over an hour. I've been speaking
I'm
for well
about to
over
leave
an
before
hour.
I get obnoxious. You
That was never
fucking
my
dumb
claim.
fuck.
Can you tell me my claim? Look, you
Do
can
you really
speak
have
and try
to?
to have derogatory language. It doesn't matter. What was the claim?
What claim that this? I perceive
So
this whole thing to
you
be
have a
about
problem
mine.
listening.
Can one of us talk at a time?
Yes, when you can acknowledge what the actual claim that I made and when
I
was it
was
ever about what you said.
okay. The claim is your whole stream here seems to be about what me and Blizzy are going through right now.
Can you tell me how
What?
so? Can you tell me how so when I don't know who you are?
I don't even know who this dude is.
Blizzy, you don't know who I am?
I've had two. I blocked you from my
Wow.
channel one time after one comment. What are you talking about?
Again, I to the point before blind. I don't know who this is. He came up as if I should know who he is, and I didn't even know he had a channel or anything, and now all of a sudden, but isn't this what I just said? The people who self-aggrandize and put themselves and claim, I don't know who this man is.
Me neither. I blocked him from my channel, and he's been tagging me and shit. Like, I
Well,
mean,
I didn't know who he was. He never came. As far as I can tell you, he's never been on my platform before.
that's crazy. And you know
But
what's crazy?
apparently, he felt that he was someone important
Yeah.
and thought that my entire keep in mind, I do multiple streams about multiple different topics that are always related to people. And now he thought it was all about him. Funny enough, I did a whole hour and a half spiel. When did I mention him?
Or me.
Or you?
It's projection, bro. Because people always look through the lens of what they're going through. So, and then they apply this like sense of self importance. So it's like everybody's
Here's the
thinking you're
sad
talking
part
about
though.
them.
No. Here's the sad part about what you were saying. I stated that within my monologue, if you want to put it that way, that we're not so self-important that we need to look outside of that.
True. Well, and when I was listening to you, I was thinking, well, I always look at it from multiple ways, and I was thinking I could apply this to myself, or I could apply this to the people that I'm in conflict with, depending on how I want to look at it. So I mean, like, that's crazy that he thought you were targeting him. That's fucking crazy.
Well, first of all, I will say this because he dipped or whatever. I don't know who you are, Patrick. I don't know who you are. He says that he blocked you. Blind said that he blocked you. I don't know what that's about. I've never seen your platform. I don't know what you talk about. I didn't know you were a content creator. Um, I I don't walk around review, especially if you guys are the kind of content creators that walk around and just talk shit about other people, whatever. I distance myself from you guys. I got way
Yeah.
too much going on in my own life. It's not something that I do. It's not something that I engage in. It's not something I'm interested in. And I know I've had channels or creators who have actually spoken about me, and I don't respond to them at all. Like you,
Well,
you
dude,
don't you don't fuel that kind of stuff. You just
I
keep it
really,
pushing because everybody has an opinion.
I was gonna come up here and say, hey, like, can we put all the stuff that I've been going through on my channel to the side and talk about this in just like a neutral way? So like, it's crazy that I got up here and dude's already like talking about me and what's going on in my channel.
Well, here's the disrespectful part of the part of that interaction. I literally have a platform. I have multiple streams, multiple videos, shorts. So it's not hard to go back and to see what is it my channel is about, right? And he came up and literally said my entire my entire show is about him, someone who I've never met.
Okay,
And
is that better?
listening to understand. We're talking about being effective rather than being right. He made assertions and made claims, and I was literally in the dark. At first, I thought you guys were going back and forth because you were sharing thoughts and advice and whatever. Because I know people that like they motivate each other in the chat or whatever. But I'm not really looking in the chat because, quite frankly, I'm in my own head. I know people like to say, focus on me, but I can't because I have something I'm doing. I'm not here for you. I am here for everyone. It's not about you. Like, ain't nobody looking at you, Otis. Like it's about so many different people.
Bro, I'm going through that on so many levels, bro. It's insane. Cause I like it's crazy, bro. Like I honestly don't think about anybody from online at all in my day-to-day life. I'll go about my life, but so many people do that. That projecting of like, you're talking about me, you're thinking about me. It's crazy, bro. Where does that come from?
Like I said, I don't have a problem speaking with the guy or whatever. His points just needs to be on what we're actually discussing. He makes his points about you, and I'm like, what's that got to do with me? Like, people don't understand where they are. And I've made streams about this. People think where they see you is about everything that they see. I said this before. I've been on people's platforms where they've been yelling and back and forth, and then when they come to my platform, they're like, "Well, I saw you over here, so this is what you're about." And I'm just like, "It's not like literally. You didn't read a description. You didn't see any of my other videos. You didn't see any of my streams." It's up. No, I'm not gonna tell him to come back in. He can choose to come back in if he wants to come back in. That has nothing to do with me. But I'm also not, by the way, I'm also not here to air out your grievances. I couldn't care fucking less. That's your problems. I don't do drama. That's your business. You want to engage with the conversation, the thoughts, that's fine. If you want to be here to just talk about other people, because that's a lower vibration thing. That's your business, not mine. So if you're not up here about to have your own expounding of ideals or whatever, then I don't understand the purpose of the conversation. Or if you were trying to have a conversation. Yes.
Okay, is that any better? I don't know what's going on. They're saying in the chat I got sound issues.
It's a little bit of popping, but it's really not bad.
Okay, I'm on my phone. But dude, I don't know that dude at all, bro. But I've been being like I've been having to deal with a lot of that, people that I don't even know and stuff like that lately. But I don't have any idea anything about him. I don't know who it is.
Well, since you don't know him or whatever, what are your thoughts on the conversation that's being had?
So a lot, man. Can you hit me with the question so that we can like kind of narrow the conversation down?
Well, I mean, you can take the question however you want, so long as we can kind of sit on the premise of the fact that judgment is easier for people, especially in the context of some other things that I've actually said, like the idea of people trying to put other people down, the idea that people are not very curious of the very individuals that they are making assessments on, the idea that there are so many that people that we are encountering. There are some of us that try to measure or even validate ourselves to their expectations, when the truth of the matter is that we really don't know anything about them. And then, of course, there's a claim of people who state that they are these things that have not proven a damn thing to us. Like, you can tackle any one of those.
What do you mean, just a qualifying question, when you say like state that they're things like saying like I'm rich?
Here's a great example is like when we have a person that can come up and then turn around and say, well, I want to talk to you about this because you did this whole thing about me. And I'm like, so you didn't listen to anything I said. So, and then expecting me to defend their point when it was nothing about them. I have to now validate myself to them about something that wasn't about them.
But does that apply to what you
It does, because here's a great example of when Rockefeller does it to you, or when
No,
Gatsby
yeah, I know. I was just
does it to me. But they'll ask you questions instead of following the actual conversation of what's actually being the topic or what discussion is actually being had. It becomes an interrogation
true.
to qualify yourself to them when they also have not proven that they are an expert.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Well, bro, online, you know what while you were actually talking before we came up, I was thinking one of the things that would solve a lot of problems, bro, if people lived by the way they live in real life. Of like, if you don't do that or you don't embody that, you shouldn't have a commentary on it, because everybody's an expert of everything, bro, when they're criticizing. And it's like but none of these people do it. They don't even know how hard it is to have to get the criticism of being a creator, bro. Like we get the shit that people don't even understand. But then like people will have a bad idea of you and start a whole campaign against you. You know what I mean?
Well, I think there are plenty of people that just get that probably get butthurt about me being so adamant against even having quote panel conversations. I don't mind having one-on-ones. I don't even mind having group discussions. But unfortunately, it falls into debauchery more than anything else. And that's not helpful to anyone else outside of what I just stated earlier, stimulation. And stimulation just has to keep you awake. It doesn't mean it has to have you think.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people want reassurance. They don't want to be challenged.
Well, the thing about the thing about the aspect of reassurance is that you have to believe that you're going to get something out of it, right? Like it's the idea of the people drinking the Kool-Aid, right? They have to first be reassured that when they drink the Kool-Aid, that they're going to go somewhere else better.
Yeah, but the people who criticize on you or well, I wanted to start like at a way. I didn't even because we're hopping into like the deep end already.
I told you pick wherever you want to start. We can get into it.
Okay. Well, like first, like without let's even go because we're both probably like thinking about the stuff that's been going on lately, at least a little bit. Like let's take that out of all of the toxic stuff that's been happening or that we've been seeing.
Honestly, I don't think about it.
Well, yeah, I try not to either. But like with Patrick and then like the stuff that people put in chat and stuff.
I don't know what that's about. So I don't think about honestly. I do my shows. I go out to real life. I do my videos or I record shit. I never think of these people.
Same here. I'm just talking about in the conversation. Like I want to talk about it on a more like professional level. Like for say YouTubers that don't have to go through this, what do you call it? Do you think that this just comes with the territory, the way that they say, no matter what?
I think everyone, it doesn't even have to be content creators. You can see this in real life. Everyone goes through scrutiny. Everyone deals with someone who feels like they need to qualifier or someone who doesn't feel like they're top dog or whatever. You can see this in real life. I've gone through this in real life. So this is why I say it's so interesting because people go, oh, well, this is just online. There was a time when it used to be just online, but the truth of the matter is this is just human behavior. It's not a content centric thing. You can have this, like I said it before, you can have this when it comes to intellect. You can have this when it comes to relationships. You can have this come with business, content. Since you're talking about content, you can have this when it comes to the exchange of money. There's always an unnecessary battleground, especially to qualify for things that are not really prevalent to both people's values.
So do you think this is the reason why social hierarchies have come to be like a thing in everyday thing, like in everything?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Do you think this is the reason why social hierarchies exist? Like, because if you have a hierarchy, then somebody usually can dictate the maybe not what you say, but like the energy or of the group. You know what I mean?
Well, social hierarchies are also built on personal or perception and value, not necessarily they can be built on personal perception and value of the person that they're looking at or the person that they have expectations for, not necessarily of the skills of those persons. So, for instance, you have so many people who get promoted to particular positions, right, based on the perception of what they have. Great example would be those who, and I've said this before about the workplace culture. There are people who've been practitioners in the field who have come up to show that they have the qualifications and will get usurped by someone who comes in with only theory out of a university but no practical experience. Like, why
But don't
would
you
the
think
practitioner not be considered more for actually doing the thing instead of now having to teach someone who has no practical experience? But these
But
persons who have only the theory are valued as more.
I mean, that's a little more structured than what I feel like exists underlying human interactions.
However, it is a hierarchy. That's the point that I'm addressing that you put up. It is a hierarchy.
Yeah. But do you feel like there is that there is another more unspoken instinctual type of hierarchy that humans just naturally kind of will like mold into?
I'm sorry. Give me 1 moment. I'm guessing more people are showing up. Why don't you call out who you calling out? Who am I calling out? I think there. Let me stop real quick. Give me a moment. I think you guys are so heavily invested in other people's lives. I don't really know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know why you think that other people are invested in your communities. You really need to understand. Like, this is not Cheers. I know sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. I'm not a part of that bullshit. I really couldn't care less. I know you guys are here for blind, but that's not what I'm here for. I have conversations. I know you're here for him, but outside of him, I really don't even know who the fuck you're talking about. And here's the truth of the matter. I could not care less, because at the end of the day, those people, whoever you're looking at, these weird avatars and everything else, they have no shaping on my actual life. And the people that are actually in my actual life, or the people who I can actually touch, who I actually speak to outside of me being on the stream, who I actually do have a conversation with, like Mama, like KM, like Locksmith, like so many people, these are the people who I can talk to who actually have some shaping and influence. All these other shit that you're talking about and these weird things that you do, they mean nothing to me. Nothing. So when you say, well, can you say who you're calling out? Can you give me a list of candidates that you think I should be calling out? Because I don't know who you're talking about. Because the world is as big as the internet itself. So your little list of people that you think is important that you put up on a pedestal have nothing to do with me. And if you disagree, feel free to hit the link. I'll drop it here for you. But I'm not gonna sit here and just be a part of your trash TV. You can just either get the boot. And I have no problem banning people. By the way, my mods will help you out if you have a problem with it. But I'll hear everybody out. But if your whole thing is about just to look at somebody else and not just be about the actual conversation, then there's no need for you to even be up here at all. I could just help you out. So are you here for the conversation, or you are here for people? Because smart people talk about ideals and stupid people like to harp on people.
Yeah.
So which one is it?
Oh, yeah.
I know you guys like to walk around holding your dicks just waiting to get off, but like this, you need to figure out what you're doing.
Oh, I'm still on. Bro, I don't know these fucking people, bro.
I don't even care. I'm trying to have a conversation with you about this particular thing. So you tell me if they want to come up and they want to actually have a conversation about it, because you claim you don't know them, whatever.
I don't know. I don't. Like, I don't want
here's
you
my
to
thing.
even do that.
Even if they have a grievance about you, whatever, then they should wait for when you go live, because you drop links.
Yeah.
They should wait when you go live, and then they should go talk to you. Not just
Yeah.
sit there and woo bang from the fucking chat.
Seriously, man. If y'all have something y'all want to talk to me about, the invitation is open. But don't run a good conversation, man. Like, we can take a break from that shit.
And by the way, this is the problem. This is why, by the way, how Rockefeller got banished to the Shadow Realm, because they couldn't make it about anyone outside of themselves. Because they're ruining it. They're ruining it for everyone else, because they want to believe that they're the most important person.
And it's crazy, bro, because like
Bear is making some good points.
What is he saying?
Well, Bear's talking about like the whole point that motherfuckers can't criticize me harder than I criticize myself, and I agree. I'm very hard on myself. Talking about how
Yeah.
the hierarchy mechanism, like Bear is actually engaging the same way how other people have been engaging, but instead of
What?
engaging with the premise of the conversation, they're focused on you. And it's my thing, like you're on my platform and you're making him bigger than what the actual conversation for everybody else is.
But not
Think
even
about,
me.
think about yourself.
It's not even me, bro. It's their own projections and lies and gossip about me. Is
I
what's
don't I
insane.
don't care. I do not even care. I don't even care. I do not care. That's not my prerogative to
I
care about.
apologize, Resla. I apologize, bro. I didn't. I honestly thought we could just have a conversation. I didn't mean to bring that shit
No,
over here, bro.
you can have a conversation. I'm just letting them know I really don't care about what they're thinking about outside of what the framework of what the conversation is. I think that they're believing that my proximity to you means that I'm in your world, and it's not.
Yeah, completely not. But okay, so going back to the conversation, bro, one of the things I heard, well, two different people. One of them was that dude, the dude that got caught that was getting catfished. Was it Manti Teo? Was that his name?
I'm not really sure what you're speaking on.
He was a football player, bro, and he got caught, or he was like getting catfished for the longest time, and he was like super in love. But anyways, he made a comment that's always stuck with me, and then another famous person. But Manti Teo said, "I live my life by cliches." He was like, if I just live my life by cliches, bro, he's like, yeah, it might be kind of corny or whatever, but it's like the best possible thing for you. And then I heard another person. Oh shit! I forgot the quote that I was talking about. It'll come back to me. But what do you think about that one?
I'm really trying to understand the premise of what you're getting on because people get catfish, but I'll even go back to the point I was saying earlier, like shit's gonna happen. People get fooled. You know what I mean? The thing is that if you're getting fooled, once you know better, you should be doing better. And there are people who just choose not to do better. They choose to put themselves in a position of just continuously being used. And that's why I don't have any sympathy for you.
That's true. I completely agree. And also, you don't ever know what's going on with somebody else, man. Like that's the reason why the judgment to me is pointless. To me, the judgment is the only time the judgment is smart is when you're using it to undermine somebody and actually further your own cause. Cause like, bro, you can completely send somebody off course with judgment. You can completely undermine somebody's entire, bro, the way they feel about themselves, the way that they're moving and everything. And people don't even realize they're doing that, but they repeatedly do it to each other. You know what I mean?
Well, I think there's something that has been a commodity for it. So now I can't even say like they don't know that they're doing it. I think there's an intention to do it now, especially when it comes to uh not just online, in real life too. People who are literally going out of their way to be as denigrating as possible, because the ideal is, and I've said this before online, the idea is that you can only feel better if you make someone else look like their life looks worse than yours.
That's true. That's true. It's almost like as if the desire to just be seen as just a human is what you are is almost like gone.
Right. Because we don't really value each other anymore. It's always a what have you done for me lately, and that switches on a day-to-day basis. It's so quickly to become a frenemy. People who I hear I'm not really cool with, all of a sudden they're defending, and then people who they've been always good with for years, now all of a sudden they're the worst enemies. And I'm just going, so where is the point of understanding? How did we get there? How did it flip so quickly? Or is this all scripted? Because I can't trust everybody now, especially when it comes to being online.
So true.
Because the moment everything became a grift, I can't listen to it. I can't judge. I cannot listen to everything with a clear trust of what's been going on. Everything is now, it's up for scrutiny. And by the way, Blind, I think a lot of people might even say that about you and I, because you and I have had so many tussles back and forth.
That's true.
So just something to
That's a
think
good
about.
point. That's a good point. So what does that amount to? Because like me and you know the truth. We know that shit. It's taken us a long time to just get to where we are now. Like tons of not seeing eye to eye and shit. So we know that there's not no plays being ran there. But
I
it
think.
probably.
Sorry, go ahead. Finish up.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like you said, like you probably could think that if you had witnessed all of it go down and then see the way that we are now. So it's like, well, what does that really amount to? Because it's a false perception. You know what I mean?
I think it really falls down to, for one, just really respecting the differences of opinion. Again, the ideal of hearing that someone else has a different opinion and understanding the logic within that opinion and not feeling the urge to feel like you need to correct it, like they need to be on your side.
Yeah, I agree. That's the reason why, bro. That's the reason why when I argue with somebody, the first thing I'll go back and do is listen to them and give all the grammatical correct. Because like in my conversations, I just don't even think about that. But like I don't know, bro. I can't relate to it. Like honestly, I can't, bro. All the judgment and scrutiny that people operate with, it's like it to me that comes from a place of being threatened. You know what I mean?
I hear you, but like, this is why I said, like, but your position in the way how you see the world does not mean that everybody else sees that way. And as I say to so many people, the world does not owe you or me understanding. It's our job to understand each other. The world doesn't care.
That's so true. Well,
That's our job.
It's our opportunity, I would say.
Yeah, it is. Because if we think about it, if there wasn't a basis for trying to get an understanding, even if we do not come to an agreement, but at least an understanding, then you would have never seen the foundation of the UN.
True.
But that's not the way how people want to look at things.
So then let me ask you this, because I have my own opinion on this, and it's harsh, but like, who do you extend that opportunity to? Everybody?
I wouldn't say everybody. I think this is a decision that you have to make for yourself. I think there are people who will come to you and you have to be. This is all about personal. This is about consciousness. It's about personal. Yeah, there's a bit of accountability in that, but there's consciousness, and there's also what the person believes is best for them, right? Because there are people who are going to come to who will try to tell you that they have your best interest at heart, and the truth of the matter is like they're looking to use you. We've seen grifters, we've seen shishmen, we have freaking shysters, and we have snake oil salesmen is what they call them. We've seen these type of people, users and abusers. You know, this is why we would say that we would hope that the people who would have our best interest in heart are people who know us the longest, or even family. But in this day and age, it's rough. Which is why I say, like, your best defense is you. But your best defense is all contingent on how much you're willing to feed yourself information and not just trust people blindly.
That's so true. Well, that my role kind of is I try to look for information that is removed from people.
Pause real quick. Patrick, you said neither of you have attempted to understand me. I asked you questions that you did not answer. I've answered your questions. It wasn't about you. So what part of it is hypocrisy when I answered your question? Now, whether you believe them or not is not my business. It's not for me to care about, because that really hinges on you and your understanding.
Well, and can I say that I've seen enough of you, Patrick, to understand as much as I need to. Like with the way that you operate, I already have seen enough to where I can say that I don't like people like you. Simple as that.
I don't. That's something between you and him. I don't know how he does things with you. I've outside of here, I have never this stream. I have not had any interaction.
I mean, I've had very little, but it don't take when somebody behaves like that, bro. I just don't. I don't. It don't. It's not cohesive with the way that I do things. You know.
I love that the world seeing it, even to understand. Does the world care?
No.
I literally said the world does not owe you or me understanding. The world will be here well after you and I have already become done and dusted. The world will continue to be here. And so long as there are civilizations, they will continue to move forward. We are not the center of it.
Can I say, Patrick, nobody's even like nobody's scolding you or nothing, bro. You're more than welcome to troll me, dog. I don't even mind. Like, go on and do your thing.
As I said, I mean, if he's willing to engage with the conversation, that's cool. But he didn't seem like he wanted to engage with the conversation. It seemed like he wanted to engage with you. Because he left. He left. I asked him very clarifying questions. When did I say that? Was that my claim? Is that your claim? What?
Yeah, and normally I wouldn't do this, Patrick, because
but he makes it seem like I'm being disingenuous when literally I answered everything, all his points.
Just because I feel like you're aiming that statement at us with a threat, I'll let you know that's actually karmic, not karmatic. That's not actually a word. But
it can't be. Listen, it can't be a threat. Not to me. It cannot be a threat. I've done nothing wrong.
He's trying to phrase it like as if we should feel threatened. Bro. My karma's good, bro, and every day life is showing me that it's getting better. Like,
honestly, here's my thing. My karma is not your business.
Facts.
I think you should be worried about your karma and not mine. It's not your business. Yeah. You don't know me. You don't know what I do outside of what you think the interaction is. How do you know that my personal interactions and even my other online interactions are not better, that outweigh what you think karmic is going to be? You don't know me. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and Rain, bro, I hate when they do this, because it's like we're just stuck on addressing them. But they're saying that nothing Patrick said could be a threat. I said that it was phrased in a threatening way. There's a difference. I didn't say it was an explicit threat.
I'm not even worried about it. And honestly, I would say it's not something that anyone should worry about it.
Bro, like, I swear, dog, I don't even know any of these people. Wrestler, that's what's crazy, bro. Like, I don't even.
I say this all the time. Anyone who comes into my platform, if you like what the content is about, feel free to subscribe. Any day that you don't like it, feel free to leave. You saw what happened when I was getting in a big influx of people that came in, but they came through because there was somebody that they disliked. This is not the first time I've gone through it, so I've learned from previous experiences, right? Or I'm gonna subscribe because now I'm gonna watch all his other streams every time he goes live because I'm waiting for this person to come up so I can troll him. And we've always outlasted you. Always.
And bro, let me say this: is that I just stumbled upon some information, dude, lately where, like, I'm straight up I'm energy vampiring these fools, bro. Like, all this shit that they want to point at me, dog. Like, I don't even mind it. And they don't realize
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just saying because, like, they think that them making a comment to me is gonna, like, affect me, but I'm using that as motivation for me to just, like, do something positive, and they don't even realize that they're feeding into a positive source. You know what I mean? Or force.
I don't know what to say. You got to do your own thing. Again, that's your energy and the things that you're doing. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's unconventional for sure. I mean, I know last night looked crazy.
I'm guessing you did something last night.
Oh, nothing. Let's get back to the topic though, because
let's because this has nothing to do with him.
Exactly. Okay, so what is OTR? I wanted to ask that too.
It's off the record.
Okay, that's the name of your new show?
It's not a new show. There are sometimes I'm having conversations And
Oh, you're
I
just
mean,
saying like off the record.
honest, yeah, it's just off the record. I'm just really, it's something I do at work. People come to me and they go, hey, Wrestler, can I talk to you real quick? And I go, is it personal or is it an offer? Sorry, is it a business or is it a off the record conversation? So
What do you,
so even to the point when people email me, they'll put OTR. So I've learned to now just go with that.
okay. Do you use that against them? Like whatever they tell you? Like or like do you
I don't use it against them when they contradict or when they say things that they want and then they go against that and we're having private conversations. I'm going, you're going against what you're stating earlier. So which one is the truth? By the way, you can change your mind, you can update, but I have to now, I'm holding on to information that you're stating before. So has this information changed or do
Oh,
you
so
still
it's
want
not
this?
really off the record. Like it's off
No,
the record
no.
officially, but it's
Uh,
not really
it-
off of the record
it's
what
not
you're
a, if
bringing.
it's, whether it's a business conversation or a personal or a private conversation, I still have to hold what you told me. So if you're telling me, hey, Russell, this is a private conversation that you and I are having, but this is what I'm thinking about this is what I'm thinking about that. Okay, cool. And then you come to me with new information. I'm like, am I updating the old information or are you just
Yeah.
like, with it? Are you giving me new information or are you just here to rant? Because I
Well, it's
also have
like
to be very careful with the people that I'm talking to. Because if you're just here for a ranting buddy, I do need to put into perspective what is it you see me as? Because I think a lot of people in trusting me, I need to understand. Do you trust me? Because we need to now establish that relationship, whether it's something I want to actually deal with. Because just because I am trusting does not mean that I am someone who is now your friend. I am friendly, doesn't mean I am your friend. This is why I say, like, hey, if you really need someone to just vent to, and especially if I happen to be a person who in the business wise I'm an authority figure over you, I don't want your professional life to be something that now drifts into the personal as well, and you need just really someone to vent to. I would say, listen, we have programs or whatever. I would say just that you would go to an actual professional because I just don't think that I think that you're blurring the lines of where you and I are. And if you and I are really, really good friends, then I'm gonna say, hey, yo, after work. I
yeah.
do got a lot on your mind after work. After
So
work.
it's like a well. What about the things you hear after work? Do you
There's
just
nothing that would be after work that would ever get mentioned at work.
right on?
Listen, I have people, associates, friends, other prior business compatriots who told me things that I've never said to this day because it's not beneficial. That this is why I say, like, I tell people, like, and it's the truth. I am capable of lying. I do my best and I do my due diligence not to lie. But if you're gonna tell me that I have withheld information that wasn't for you to know, that you should have received from that person, but I do know about it, and it was set in confidence. If you're gonna say that I lied to you due to omission, then yes, I'm a liar.
Well,
But it
bro,
wasn't for you to hear.
all these people in Discord are lying their asses off every minute of every day. So shit, you ain't no different than anybody else in that regard.
What does do I even want to know, Tyrone? 90 days? Do I even really want to know?
Oh, one of Gatsby's minions. He's evicting me from
I
YouTube.
don't even want to know what's the deal with you and Gatsby. I don't care. I remember when I was in your chat, in one of your recent streams, and that chick was going off. I was like, who is like? It's a chat. It's a chat. Like, what's going on here? It's a chat. Why is she going hard? It's a chat.
Yeah, what do you call it? I don't like. I
Uh,
don't.
Blind.
I
I
triggered.
can't. Hold up. It's not me. I can't hear you.
Yo, yo, yo. I still got my rings.
Hold up. Because I want to make sure it's not me. Speak again.
Yo, can you hear me? I
Oh
still got my
shoot.
rings.
I think it's on my side. Hold up. Give me a moment. 'Cause I'm not hearing anything. Nope, it's not on my side. Hold up. It is on my side. Uh Give me a quick moment. I'm gonna have to something happened on my mixer.
Okay.
Choo, 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 choo. Check.
Yo.
Speak. All right, I got you.
Okay, tight.
Yes, something went muted on my mixer side. I got it though.
Yeah, it's cause I'm so lit, bro. I blew a fuse probably or something.
I don't want to hear about you blowing anything. All right, sir.
But god damn.
Not at all.
I retract that statement. But yeah,
I'm sorry. So what were you saying?
What do you call it? Oh, I said that Gatsby's evicting me from YouTube.
Sure.
Oh, you were saying about my chat, bro. Yeah, I don't even know where I'll like. I honestly, but I welcome it. I need it. Not just welcome it. I need it, to be honest. So it is what it is. But all these people, I don't even know where they're from or what. They're crazy though.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
What was her deal, bro? What did you even say to her? Because she was acting like as if you were saying something abusive or some shit.
Honestly, it's in your chat. I literally I wasn't there. I can remember it because I didn't say anything crazy. I was mainly engaging with you and the premise of what you were saying, and just like kicking off shit because I'm literally working on a project. So I'm like, I got one window where you're literally on that window. I got other windows. I got my window split into threes. So I have my vertical window split into threes, and I have my main window I'm working on a project on. So you're on the vertical window is one of them, and I'm like, I just stepped into the room and I was just like, damn. I stepped into the room and one of the first chats that I see is something about Gatsby. I'm like, I just walked into the goddamn room and I'm seeing Gatsby's name. Why? What's I'm seeing? And by the way, I'm looking at your title of your stream, so I'm like, okay, Gatsby's not in it.
Well, bro,
since his name comes up a lot, I'm like, all right, whatever. But and that's pretty much it. That was honestly that was pretty much it. And I think they came in. I don't even think they came in immediately. They came in sometime later, and all of a sudden they were like, no one here. I honestly I don't even remember who they are, Tyrone. Here's the truth of the matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. It literally means zero to me.
They don't get that though.
The fact of the matter is that I came in and said, "Oh look, I already could see somebody talking about Gatsby's name." I just came into the chat, and then this person started talking about, "Oh, you something, and you're talking, and what's up with these weird guys?" And I'm like, "Weird guys?"
I thought you were talking about me. Like I thought
they were talking about me. Yeah, these weird guys on the internet. Do you even know? Do you even know me, Wrestler? Do you even know Gatsby? And I'm like, what the fuck is your problem? I'm like, seriously? What? Yeah, he shouldn't even be talking. And I'm like, yo, who the fuck are you? You got no power in this fucking chat.
I bet you're like, where's that fucking Rich?
We're both not mods. What are you doing? Like,
you're like, where's that Rich? You probably blind.
Why are you spurging out? Like, what's going on here? Why are you doing that? Like, I'm not even like. Here's the sad part about it. I'm doing this. I'm doing my own thing, and I'm going, huh? And I'm just going back to my own thing. I'm not even fixated. What are you doing?
Gatsby's Kool-Aid strong, bro. A lot of these people are from his TikTok, and his Kool-Aid must be strong than a bitch.
Honestly, I didn't even know he. Honestly, I didn't know he had a TikTok. You're telling me this. I got a TikTok. Even I don't really post there. I really should post to my TikTok, to be honest with you. I need to do one. I'm busy. Like the idea that people sitting here and they're popcorn watching and they're just jerking off to what everything that. You need a life. You need to go touch some fucking grass. Like honestly, like
some ass.
I get online and people are talking about, oh, did you see what's going on? I'm like, so you're telling me that you get up in the morning, you shower, you shit, some of you shave, you deal with having to worry about paying bills to keep your internet, your lights on, all this stuff, and you telling me that throughout the day you do this. This is your life.
No, bro, but they're making the angriest faces you can make, bro, steaming at the ears and stuff like.
But for people who mean nothing to you, Nothing to
Tyrone
you.
Tyrone says it's lit.
You know what would be? By the way, you know what else could be lit? Getting pussy and not looking like an incel.
Oh, that's so true. It can be.
Spending that money that you're sitting there scrolling and bed riding, chair riding, and learning skills that can actually earn you some more money so you can get that pussy, by the way.
Or getting abs.
No, wait, focusing yourself. How about that time that you're sitting there scrolling and glued to your phone? How about you hit the fucking gym?
Yeah, he called you
Get your
Lil
cardio.
Bandana.
Get your fucking heart rate up. Like,
Or even just, bro, just go for a walk and just look at the world for a second instead of.
honestly, there are people, let's be honest with you, they can't remember the last time they actually just jumped, just took a couple of inches off the ground.
Damn, that's so true.
They can't remember the last time they actually, by themselves, not in an emergency, just jumped off the fucking ground. That's a
Shit,
sad thing.
I used to be. I think I don't know. I haven't ever tried it lately, but I used to be able to do a toe touch like a cheerleader, like
Look,
both legs.
Tyrone say, "Call me Tyrone with your mouth closed." Here's my thing. Why are you thinking about my mouth?
All right, hey, your chat, your mods are like got a real big issue with me, even though they come to my channel and say, "Oh, everything's all
My
good." So
mod?
I'm gonna burn off. Yeah, I'm gonna burn off, bro. But I'll be listening. I'll be listening, and I'll be in the chat.
My mods go to your chat? I didn't even know that. Well, like, what's gonna make the fabric of everything, and what's gonna make everything for your life? Why do you care about who the girl's name is, what they're doing? It won't do anything to make your life better. It won't. So what's the point? This is why I'm saying, like, people are focused on the wrong shit. The internet has made so many people drones. Like, why does it matter? Why does it matter who the girl is? Or did you just hear girl? Oh my god, there was a girl. There was a girl. I need a girl who's mine. Oh my, I need a girl in my life. Is that what you like? Girls can't be on the internet? Like, is that what I need to chill the fuck out? Well, here's the thing. There was no reason to ask because I thought drama was a thing. I thought drama was a thing that women like to follow. But I get more and more guys that are more interested in tea than women are these days. It's crazy to me. You should be busy. Why are you invested in tea? This is crazy. Yet and still, ladies, you're being taken over. Your numbers is dwindling. And I be having a lot of ladies that be watching me. Like, ladies, your numbers is dwindling. Men are catching up to the drama. Fuck just normal tea. They on kombucha. They taking your shit now. They taking your shit. They taking your spot. Damn. You said chill, player. It's not just you. Kev was good. Appreciate the Kev came in with a rave. Aren't you guys doing like a stream? You guys are normally. You said Kev raid. Don't you guys normally do a? Aren't you guys live normally doing a stream at this time? Don't you guys normally got your drunk stream going on? Look. You usually this animated, keep it a biscuit. Here's what I can tell you. The only way for you to know, you look at my fucking content. Look at my content. In fact, don't ask me. Ask the chat. Hey, chat, I'm gonna relay his question. Am I usually this animated? Keep it a biscuit though. Because by the way, this is my top clipper. If there's anyone who can answer that question for you, is this mofo right here. If I'm a person that could generally be this animated. But that's my point, KM. They don't know me. They don't know me. Like, and the only way you would know is if you actually took a look at my work rather than going to one stream because you were chasing somebody else and you're like, are you really this animated? Well, there's only one way to know. Look at my content. And if you're saying, well, I don't want to look at my content, you know what I'm going to say? Stay tuned, ninja. Stay tuned. First of all, pause, nigga. Don't talk about me being tight. That is let's not do that. I'm looking tight though. Is pause. Big fucking pause. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Hey, yo. I'm not single and I'm not mingling either. Let's pause on that shit. Let's not do that. Not at all. That not the type. Not your type. Not your type. I don't know why. That's between you and your Lord. That's got nothing to do with me. That's you and your fucking Lord. Your Lord Jesus and Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints. That got nothing to do with me. Like, I'm good. I'm good. You ain't trying to see nothing. I got a doctor. I don't need anyone else trying to examine me at all. I got a fan. Yeah, apparently I got a fan. He's singing the Usher song now. Okay, he said, I need a guy who's my, oh my. I need a guy in my life. I need a guy who's my, oh my. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Man, it sucks being this handsome. I get it though. It's all right. It's all right. Look at this goofball. Look. I tagged all your chatters. They took the time, folks. They took the time to make sure everybody knows I need eyes on me. I need to be looked at. Please see me. Please acknowledge me. Please. Will you please look at me? Please. Pretty please. Everything please. Can you please? I just need you. I need you. I need you. Please. All chatters, please. I just need you. Please. Please look at every one of my posts. Please like all of my shit. Please. Begging. You know what? By the way, since I got a lot of ladies that watch me, let me just tell you something right now, Pat, in case you didn't figure it out. Not all women like a man who begs. You go to someone else's stream and you literally went throughout the painstaking effort of scrolling through every individual name so that they can come see your shit. That screams off as desperado. You're desperate. Desperate. It's nasty. It's saying that you're willing to go spread your cheek for attention. It's bad. It is despicable. This is what you need? Hey, you know what? Hey, Kev, where are you when we need you? But where's that graphic? I need you guys to send me that graphic because apparently here in this chat, everybody gay. We got people in here right now, willing to do anything, lick boots, spread cheek, talk to everybody, solicit, everything. They hoes. They hoes. Listen, mama, he might be done. Unfortunately, his essence remains. Can we do something? Can we get some broomsticks out in the chat? Can we get a mop and some broomsticks? Can we clean the essence in the fucking chat? Oof. Ugh. No, there's no everybody love everybody, mama. No. Can we clean that shit up? There's a spill in the chat. Clean up in the chat. Ugh. That's crazy. Crazy work. Spillage all in the fucking chat. Ugh. Please clean it up. I blame y'all. Listen, ladies, I'ma blame you. You allowed this man to just dirty up all the floor. It's your job. Ugh. Ew, but the ew. Please clean up. Please clean up. Clean up in that aisle. Clean up in the chat, please. That was disgusting. You're begging and you're soliciting. You're worse. You're worse than a fucking Mormon knocking at the door. You're just, ooh, what are you doing? You're worse on Saturday fucking afternoon and getting a fucking knock on the door from Jehovah's Witness. It's just bad. This is what you need for attention? I'll do anything. Hey, KM, when he sent that invite for you, right? Did he spray his cheeks? Did he spray his cheeks and say, hey, don't say hey yo. Don't say hey yo. This is your man's. Don't you know him? Huh? Don't you know him? This is one of your mans, isn't he? Tyrone, this is not one of your mans? You don't know him, huh? Now you pretend like you and Rain, like y'all don't know each other now? You don't know each other now. Y'all don't go to the same parties? Nah, he got me fucked up too. No? Okay, that got me fucked up too. I'm okay. I'm just thinking, I don't know. I'm just saying this is a little weird. Little bit weird. Hey, listen. We listen, we don't judge.
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
And so I'm not sure what you want. I'm just saying like it's a little weird. They should follow people to the spaces that they want to follow them at. Listen. You can't be sitting here coming to my spot, to my channel, like it's Hooters. And then you come into my chat like it's Hooters. And you are not respecting the hostess that I have here, right? Mama is walking around with a nice little crop top shirt, exposing her belly button in the Hooters shirt. I said what I said, Mama. KM is also moving around here with the crop top shirt. It doesn't say Hooters though. It says Wrestler on it. It says Wrestler on it. It says Wrestler's Wings on it. That's what it says. And in the back it says, "Do you like wings?" That's what it says. That's the shirt. That's the shirt. It's Wrestler's Wings, and in the back says, "Do you like wings?" So they're walking around. They're giving you. They're going about the table. They're like, "Hey, can I take your order?" Oh, okay, cool. And instead of just sitting down and eating the meal, right? Instead of eating the meal, you got people like Pat and Rain that came in and they said, "I ain't gonna lie. Can I have me a shirt too?" They want a shirt too. They want to expose their man teats on my platform. And I'm like, nah, we good. We're good here. We keep it official. Yeah, thank goodness I'm not really religious. You can say drop it low for Tyrone, but you better go talk to Pat or Rain, because I'm not that person. This is not that type of stream. Not that type of stream. Yeah, they came here. Yeah, I agree. They came here for karaoke. They love to hear my voice. You know, when I hit that when I hit that C note, when I hit that C note, they feel it in their balls. That reverberation, like, cause I be like, come on. They wild. They wild out here. I be out here doing my thing. I'm like, yo, you need to stop. You know what it is? KM. It's the bandana. It's not just the bandana, KM. They must have snuck in here one night. Like, there's supposed to be bouncers at the door. But they snuck in here to Wrestler's Wings nighttime, and they were like, and I was like, oh my God, this is the song. The song got them. Yeah. They were like, ooh, they were like, this is my jam. Oh, that song. Ooh, did he say booty tickle? Oh my God. That's what happened. That's what happened. And then they were like, I'm subscribing. That's what happened. That's what happened. Yeah. That has to be it. That has to be it. They were like, no, I'm good. Hey, Pat was like, ayo, Rain, ayo, Rain, ayo, snatching, ayo, Rain. Did you catch that spot over by Wrestler's Wings? Like, what you talking about? Girl, I went over there and they were like, but I'm a thotty, telling me yes. And that's exactly what happened. That's more than likely. You know, I'm kind of envisioning that's how it happened. But I think that's how it happened, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, they came over. They were just nosy, but they fell in love. They fell in love. That's exactly what happened. They were just curious, and then they fell in love. That's what happened. They were like, ooh, I wonder what kind of other hits he got. I wonder if he can hit me. And I'm just like, okay, hey, Mama KM, can you show them the door? Because they didn't even eat no wings, no nothing. They just sitting here in their little at their table. They ain't order nothing. They just said, I'm just here for the entertainment. So yeah, I agree. You had to kick him out. You had to kick him out. You had to kick him out. Hey, no chaser. No chasers. He's one of my bouncers at the door. He don't like. He's just there for letting the crowd in. But until I have to call him up, like he just like, yo, they paid the tab. I mean, you say walk in, the admissions alike, like they just, I just let them in. Like they paid it. They say, hey, what's going on? Let me see. He was like, yo, let me. You of age? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, you good. You can come in. He's like, it's my job. I let them in. I ain't know they wasn't like not gonna pay, not be patrons, that they were gonna sit there and try to like hold their meat under the table and not order no food. I didn't know that. You know, my bad. My bad, wrestler. In fact, take this $1.99. I'm gonna follow KM, by the way, because you know tax is a bitch. So I'm gonna take that 1 cent. And yeah, but it's my bad, wrestler. And it is what it is. I get it. You know, the little surcharge because they were fucking up, being bad patrons. But you know, it is what it is. Look. How often do I go live? I go live when I go live because people do not pay me to go live. Do I go live on TikTok? I do not go live on TikTok because TikTok is a very weird place for a lot of you people. A lot of you people like to do a lot of weird things on TikTok, like to get very aggressive unnecessarily. I've seen what some of y'all women are like on TikTok, and I'm just like, y'all doing too much. Y'all out here doing way too much. Like I have a normal life. Well, normal enough life. Where I got shit I gotta focus on. And some of y'all be like, can I just see you like every day? And I'm like, every day? You have to pay for my time. I'm not free. Listen, if you want to talk about being a hoe, then you're gonna have to pay for my time. You got to pay for my time. Because you have to pay for my time so that my time doesn't go to other people. You have to pay for it. That's it. That's the way that works. If you want my time, that means you're wrestling my time away, wrestler, away from other people that also want my time. And most of y'all, let's be honest, you come into the club, you want to see strippers, but you don't drop no fucking money on the table. You don't drop no money on the fucking stage. Y'all don't buy no wings. You buy no wings. You buy no wings. You don't put money on the table. Like, you don't, like, hey, yo, what the fuck? It's a business. You guys be coming here like, yo. Can I talk to the owner? Y'all all of a sudden, y'all all think you got access to the owner. Can I talk to the owner? Yeah, no chaser. No fucking no drinks. You don't order no drinks, but y'all sitting there like, hey, can you sit on my lap? They be sitting there like, yo. Mama, they be sitting there like, yo, who that girl over there? Who that girl over there? They be like, you mean the bottle girl right there? Like, yeah. Oh, that's mama. Yeah, the winch, yo. I need that winch to come sit on daddy's lap. It's like, but you ain't put no bread up. I need that winch to sit on my lap. But you ain't put no bread up. You ain't put no fucking bread up. You want one of my hostess, my bottle girls to come through and sit on your lap, but you put up no fucking bread in my club? That's not the way that works. That's not the way it works. And since the first admission is just to show your ID, which is just hitting that motherfucking like button, but then y'all walk in and y'all think y'all gonna get free service. Hey, yo, where the owner at? I'm hungry. Well, put in some bread. Well, I've been here and I've been watching who the little thing that's moving around here? I'm like, oh, that's crazy mama. Crazy, huh? You crazy, huh? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What can I do to get her over here? I'm like, well, she's got tables over there. That's her section. She's not in this section. He's like, oh, So what I got to do to get me in that section? I'm like, well, for one, you got to put up some money. Because I don't see no drinks. You ain't order no fucking food. You ain't do nothing. You just been sitting your ass warming my seat. And you ain't ordered nothing yet. You sitting up here catcalling to the women I got on the stage. But I ain't see you drop no singles yet. This is my club. I do this nighttime. Do you not notice when I be at nighttime? Do you not notice when I do this? Do you not notice? Huh? You don't notice when I be up here and I be having the fucking speeds up here? You don't notice the lights be coming through? You don't notice when we be up here, all the lights is fucking changing in this bitch. Everybody doing their own thing. The girls is doing their own thing. The food's coming through. All the other stuff. You don't notice that? Somehow you deaf? The fucking lights is coming through in this bitch. You sitting up here like, I like this. I like this. Yeah. I like this spot. But you not gonna break no fucking bread. See, Kev is one of my top patrons. He comes in here. I never have to say nothing to him. He walks in and he's like, yo, where my table at? And KM be like, yo. She be like, can we get a table for Marathon Kev? Because when Kev walks in, he don't play. He don't play. Kev, I know your usual spot is there, but Tyrone is sitting at your spot right now. Can I offer you another table? And he be like, fuck you mean? You can't offer me no goddamn other table. This is my spot, bitch. Like, bitch. Yeah. And she be like, you know what? You know what? You right. You right. Tyrone, get the fuck out that fucking spot. You've been sipping on the same water and ice for an hour now. Kev walked in. The marathon continues, nigga. Time for you to go. And that's the way it be working, because y'all don't want to pay for your spot. Y'all, and then you say, what time you up here, wrestler? Well, whenever I can have enough workers that come in that want to shake their ass. Outside of that, you think I'm going to be up here almost every mother freaking day for a little booty tickle and for nothing in exchange? Huh?
Wait, what?
That's not the way how business is run. So, if you want to come to my spot, if you want me here on a regular basis, you got to pay for the club to stay open. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. I'm looking for a project manager. I already got my hostess. I might be looking for a couple other hostess. In fact, I'm looking for a couple of new dancers. Oh man, not my voice is cute. Oh, yeah, here's my thing. You know, that costs extra. That costs extra. I'm even looking for a couple of new dancers on the stage. You know, I'm trying to make sure I keep this bitch live. We trying to spice up the drinks. At some point, you know, we might need to get the quality of the bartenders up here. But you know what? The club ain't getting no better if the patrons don't pay. It is what it is. Look. He said, damn, bruh. Look at the name, The Impregnator. Your voice is cute. adorable with those glasses too. Well, here's something that we both agree on. I am a fine motherfucker. I said what I said. I said what I said. It is what it is. Yeah. We both agree. We both agree. It's nice. It's nice. So all you gotta do is follow. Follow me. Look, he said fire. But you know, it's hard running a business. It's hard running a business. Look, you are handsome. Respectfully, humbly. As Kev says. So, you know, it is what it is. I can't help you as to why that's happening. We pay for the AC, so the AC works. I can't help you while you're melting, but the AC does work. The AC does work in the club. Just want to let you know that. But you know, it is what it is. Who in my profile? Nah, it's just me in my profile. Oh, Kev ain't shit. Look at that. Look at this crate. He's a cheapskate. Kev, how you gonna pay one of my hostess, one of my bottle girls, to pull out of her own tip money? This is crazy. What you doing? You know that I pay my staff, like, so we don't do that tip breakdown shit. So she's taking money out of her own check. You know what I mean? Damn, she taking money out of her own check. And why are you calling out one of the patrons? What's going on here? Why are you calling out one of the patrons? We gotta take what we can, and you calling out one of the patrons and you calling him cheap? Damn. You know what? Like, I need a customer service manager. I need someone who can take care of this kind of stuff because I'm busy. Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, she feeling sassy. She is. Well, what can I say? I could take some decent pictures. What can I say? I've got some experience at it. Yeah, she calling out. Damn, gotta say, like, I would like to say on behalf of the company, Kev, she didn't really mean it, but like, she's actually got, like, she had like employee of the year, and she's like, I had like an employee of the month a couple of times, so I can't get rid of her. I will talk to her, but at the same time, as much as I pay her, she did put up from her own check, so I don't. We're gonna do something about. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. You know what? You're right. The marathon continues. The winch. How? Hey, don't do that again. Don't you dare fucking do that. You respect Mr. Kevin. You respect him. All right? Don't you have me. Don't you ever talk to Mr. Marathon Kev like that again. You understand? Like, he is one of our most respected patrons, all right? And you know your place as a employee of this company. I'm not really mad at you, but don't you ever disrespect him openly like this again. This is a very respectable establishment. I pay for your salary. Don't you ever, like, do that to him again. Do whatever you're doing. But like, hey, can I offer you another drink, sir? Can I offer you another drink, another beverage? Would you like a? You know what, KM? Can you get him another Don Julio, please? Can you do that? You know what? He has a problem with the winch, but KM, can you get him another Don Julio? Make sure it's a pristine 1800. I don't want the shit that's already been like pre-cracked open. Get him a brand new bottle, please. KM. She will get to you promptly, sir. Yes, we appreciate your time here at Wrestlers Wings. So you keep this up. You keep this up the winch, and I'm gonna have you dancing on the stage. All right. I know that's not a threat to you, but still, like I know, like don't you ever do this to Mr. Kevin again, okay? In fact, you go over there, and you go tell the DJ to play the song. That's right. Mr. Kevin, this way. This way, sir. This way. Absolutely. Anything else you need? You're good? You're good. KM. KM. Okay. KM has you. She's got everything. She's one of my best note takers. She is one of my best note takers. She's got you. Anything you need, Mr. Kevin. Anything you need. You said you want some extra wings. In fact, you don't have to pay for it. It's been comped. It's on us. It is our pleasure. What happened? You're thinking about KM with a little booty tickle? I will talk to her. I can't make no promises. There is a little bit of efficacy that comes into that, but we'll give you an answer before you leave, sir. It's absolutely. Have a great night. Have a great night. Yes, extra dressing. Make sure he gets extra wing sauce, extra ranch. And make sure he gets celery too, goddammit. So, in fact, no chaser, you put the velvet rope up whenever you see Mr. Kevin show up. You escort him in, you put the velvet rope up so no one else can drag their measly asses in here. I want you to personally escort him to his booth. And then you walk back outside and then you unveil the rope and you say, "Come in, peasants." One at a time, single file. That's your job, no chaser. But our pristine guests, they get VIP treatment. And we will not allow our patrons to disrespect our VIPs. Mama, keep it up. What's good, Logical? Another patron walking into the building. Hostess, just seat him anywhere. Seat him anywhere. He whatever's available, you just seat him there. So Resto is asking for a VIP treatment. That's where we have. See, I'm not gonna tell him that because I'm no father figure. But we have a very important VIP treatment area. We got a back booth where he can see one of our special bottle girls, one of our special servers. And what he can do is he'll lay his head down on her lap and she'll stroke his head, throw her hair through his finger, her fingers through his hair, and then she'll hum and then she'll tell him a bedtime story. So long as he knows at 4:00 you get the fuck out my club. That's the way how that works. I think she keeps calling the wrong establishment. I think it's what it is. You know what it is? Maybe she's got the wrong number. You gotta type 1 first before you do international, right? So maybe she got the wrong. She keeps typing in wrong. Because I be moving around, so I can't always keep the same number. So I can understand why she has a problem reaching out to me. Sometimes it's international, sometimes it's not. See, when I say that, women get nervous. So you be careful, sir. KM, you sure you want to do that, huh? Mister, you sure you don't want to stay? I might have some overtime. I might have some overtime for you, KM. Your shift don't need to be over now. I mean, can you help to clean up? It's almost 4 o'clock. We're almost closed. We're almost closed. Why you go? Why you won't leave a half an hour before we close? Keep your ass up here, and you can get these tips. Get these tips. Mr. Kevin done walked in. There's only a half an hour left in closing time. Come on now. Come on, Cam. What the fuck you doing? What are you doing? Why are you trying to leave on time? What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Old lady some money. Exactly. Don't say don't cheap ass kid. Appreciate somebody. Appreciate the club. Acknowledge it. All right. Snow done walked in. No, that's not bring your own narrative. It's not bring your own narrative. It's not that. Not bring your own narratives. I'm respecting one club owner to another club owner. Gav got his club. I got my club. All right. And we respect fellow club owners. That's what we do over here. Hey yo, no chaser. This little ninja gets too disrespectful. We gonna show him the door, right? You security, all right? We're not gonna tolerate harassment in the fucking club, all right? Hey, just want to let you know, Miss Snowfire. Just let us know when you're feeling uncomfortable, okay? We'll handle this YN. Just let us know. He been threatening for a lawsuit for a while now. Yeah, bring your own red carpet. I agree. That's absolutely okay. Hey, in fact, Snow, you just walked in here. Cam, make sure she gets seated in a nice good area that has lighting, nice little good lighting. Make sure she gets whatever she wants. If she wants a little Pinot Grigio, that's fine. Take her order. I don't know if she's hungry. Just ask her if she wants a little something. Make sure she doesn't get, make sure she gets the nice stuff to eat. Make sure that she doesn't get like the dirty soiled hand freaking pretzels. Like make sure she doesn't get any of the bar food. So there's no bring your own narrative. We're not getting the little dirty soiled hand shit. All right. I know I like people love to stick their hands in their fucking mixed nuts. We're not gonna give that to her. She's gonna get clean nuts. She's not gonna get the mixed ones, the dirty soiled ones. So just make sure that she's taken care of over there. Okay, Cam? All right. Chop. Make sure she's taken care of. Come on, y'all. So, Tyrone, to answer your own question, do you think I normally turn up like this? Or it's just a one-off? It is what it is. See, it's not like there's no seriousness when it comes to my platform. there is seriousness when it comes to my platform, but there's also what I do on the side too. Look, someone who you know what I mean? Look at that. Look, this motherfucker never closes his doors. It's crazy. I gotta learn to compete with him. He's a club owner I gotta catch up to. You had a whole big jar. What? You said Walmart. How dare you? You said Walmart. We got a Target. I don't care where your nuts came from. All right. I don't care about macadamia. I care where you decide to put your nuts at. Pick up your nuts at. That's not the way it works over here, right? Whatever nuts we have is whatever nuts they're getting. That's the way we do things over here because we don't have a good budget. So we got to make the best that we can. All right. Logical macadamia nuts. It's not what we have over here. We got to do the best of what we can. And not everybody can afford to properly be a right person in this club. Good. You said good evening? Well, good evening to where you're at. It's pretty much morning over here. Early morning. And we're still moving around. All right. So, yeah. So welcome in. I know we had a whole lot of stuff going on, and then we had some rowdy fucking patrons that came in, couldn't get their act together. I couldn't call no chaser because he wasn't on shift yet. Get them the fuck up out of here. But you know what? Our hostess came in. They did their own job. They said, sir, you're being a little too loud and a little too disruptive for the business. And then eventually, mama said, he gotta go. Get him the fuck out. And she ushered him out the door. The other one was like, you know what? Fuck this place. I'm leaving. And yeah, that's what we thought. Get out. So he left too. We can't help everyone. But it is what it is. So give us a moment. Give me a moment. I got to take a small break because I got to use the bathroom. I have been sitting here for way longer than I thought. And I'm going to take a break. By the way, guys, what kind of song would you like to listen to? You know what? This is club night, right? I normally got some other music coming up, but this is club night, right? So we're gonna do a little bit the slow grind that you guys the slow grind that you guys like listening to. All right, be right back with y'all. Mine is telling me no, but you're a thotty telling me yes. Baby, I don't wanna hurt your body. There is something that I must confess to you. Ooh, I don't see nothing wrong with a little booty tickle. With a little booty tickle. I don't see nothing wrong, baby. Hey, I don't see nothing wrong with a little booty tickle. I don't see nothing wrong with a little booty tickle. I don't see nothing wrong with a little booty tickle. I don't see nothing wrong. See, I know just what you want, and I know just what you need, girl. So baby,
your booty to me. Bring your booty back. I'm not playing around with you. Your booty is what is true. With me.
Is where your booty should be. Anyway. Man, you guys are too much. Our crowd of ninjas, of mofos, is what it is, though. No shirt, no shoes, no service. I agree. We should have stronger conditions, to be honest with you, mama. We really should. You should let them all know. You gotta stop me from writing songs. Oh, you're in trouble. Cause I'm on the verge of writing you 2 more songs. You don't know where they're going, but honestly, I write a couple of songs. I just don't like the way how things sound, so I'm always still working on them. I've had different intros and everything. All those songs, they come from me. I don't always like everything I listen to, so I switch them up. But yeah, I'm honestly, now that I think about it right now, I should have me a whole like Resla playlist. That's what I should really have. Cause I make music for like a whole bunch of different stuff. Games that I play or things that I'm thinking about. It helps to know a little bit about music theory. So yeah, I write up a whole bunch of different stuff and I like play a little bit. I know like people like, oh, music, oh, it's lyrics or whatever. No, sometimes I just like the actual sound of things. So like it really helps to know a bit about music theory. Not necessarily people like they think music and they just think lyricism. Like that's not the same. But like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of different stuff. But then again, I'm the kind of person that like when I play my games or I do whatever and I make soundtracks for them, it's all private to me because I play games on predominantly on my own. You ain't stop because you waiting for on an album. Damn, that's crazy. Damn, that's wild. An album? I don't know who you think I am. I mean, yeah, a lot of people write songs. A lot of people write songs. That doesn't mean that they're all singers. There's a difference between a singer and a songwriter. There's an actual rapper and a freaking ghostwriter. Like not everybody's the same. Plenty of people are musicians. That doesn't mean that they're sitting there making music as producers. I think this is the thing that gets very lost in translation. And I think it's a problem with the internet or the perspective of people in general. Like 7 songs. Can I get 7 songs? I can tell you right now, if you're saying 7 songs, I likely got. Here's the funny part. You said like 7 songs, right? I can tell you right now, I probably got 4 already. I probably got 4 already for you. So if you're saying 7, I got about 4 already. Not gonna lie. Some you've heard, some people don't really pay attention to. Obviously, Booty Tickle is one of them. So actually, it's probably 5 songs. So I would just need 2 more. Some of them, actually, I think all of you guys, if you've really been listening to like all of my streams, especially all of my intros, then you've probably heard every one of those 5 right now, whether you realize it or not. Not all of them is as silly as Booty Tickle is, but most, you guys have probably heard most of them if you really paid attention to my intros. Most people just don't pay attention to it because, quite frankly, let's be honest, most of you guys are not in the beginning of my shows. Most of you guys come in like a quarter in, if not halfway or all the way at the end of the damn stream. I got a 141 thing. Well, you got like 14. Well, I definitely have different playlists. But if people are talking about lyrics in my songs, I probably got like 5 of them, to be honest with you. Most people just don't even know, but most people don't know about it. But I've definitely like played at least partially some of them, if not most, like half of it. Most people just don't know, like I said, because they come in later in my streams. And no, I cannot point to say which stream it actually was because I go live. But if you're saying I should have like 7 songs, no chaser, I might have to think about that. Like I said, I might have to do like 2 or 3 more to really put that out there. But who knows? It might be a fun little project to put together. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. If I feel encouraged enough, maybe I'll do it. It needs to feel like it's worth my while. Outside of that, you know, I don't know. I feel oh my god, no, I see what's going on. So I feel like yeah, I think we've been running up for a while. I think people have been running up and I think people are like now tired. The truthfully there's someone else who wrote those songs. No, they're mine. They're mine. And most of the songs are based on uh my aspect of my channel. So they're like me, my channel, critical thought, how I see particular spaces that I'm in. So like there are songs. So there's a song I'm working on right now. Well, I've been working on it for a little bit, but I'm working on it right now where I have the idea of the ideal kind of theme that I want. I'm trying to get the song, the music to work properly with me. And I know what kind of vibe I'm looking for. The lyrics don't really work out the way I'm wanting to, so I'm like still going back and forth with it. And then it's a matter of once I get the kind of track that I'm looking for, getting that music to really fit the track. So I guess people don't really understand how long it actually takes you to get exactly the kind of vibe that you're looking for in a song. People are so used to like the whole AI music thing and then whatever they listen to is whatever. But it's hard to get a particular song and to get the lyrics fitting in exactly the way that you want because it takes a very specific type of trial and redo over and prompts and everything else along with the actual lyrics that you have. It takes the time. Like you'd be surprised. So if they give you like a certain amount of like a tokens that you got to go through, shit, like you don't understand like how many I burned through to get the one song that I dropped to you guys. Like, do you understand? Like, even like, so you guys like mostly like hear the most recent one, Booty Tickle. But do you understand how many versions of that song that I went through before you got that one? We're talking about like you got the one song, but I probably went through 15 of those songs. 15 to get to one that you guys get to hear. Just to get it to be the way that I want it to be. So it takes time. And I think a lot of people don't really recognize it, but let's be honest, a lot of people don't recognize anything that they really don't have any knowledge about. So it is what it is. Can't expect people to understand can't understand the aspects of what you have to do or what it takes to actually create something. People just think you just do what you want to do with, not you just find somebody to go do it. And as we said even earlier today in the stream, if people don't really know what your vision is, how it is supposed to do what you are looking for. So that's really what that is. It takes time. And I think it's something that a lot of people don't want to jump on. Shit takes time. And here's the funny part about it. Most people do know and they understand that. For some reason, there's a lot of people just don't want to acknowledge it. Because they want it to be. Here's the sad part about it. They want it to be easy for you, even though they know it's not easy in general, especially easy for them. But they want it to be easy for you because you've already been doing it. Isn't that some shit? Isn't that weird? To me, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny and kind of sad at the same time. But yeah. It is what it is. I guess it's gonna be a little bit it for today. Today's what? Friday, going on Saturday. I'm gonna work on some things so tonight while I still got the energy because I've got me a monster and I got me some stuff I gotta work on. Also, because I got two fucking windows, by the way, that I got stuff that I want to review, things that I want to record with myself reviewing because I do that from time to time. And these are things I always think about doing live, but the problem that with doing these things live is that you get copyrights and things like that, so I don't do them. And that's how I contribute to like some of my shorts, some of my videos or whatever, or I get ideas for things I want to write. So as much as I would like to do these things like live with you, I don't do them. I don't do them because I just like to try to safeguard the actual platform. Besides, then the algorithm turns around and try to say that my channel is going to be about reactions, and it's not. So there is something there as well. You said you got to come up with beats per minute. No, I do. I do come up with beats per minute. Like I said, I worked in music theory. So I do come up with beats per minute. He says, I mean, if you want to be lazy and just do what everybody else has been doing, that's fine. I like to be original and authentic, not just follow what somebody else has been doing. Again, as I say for a while, I haven't been ambulance chasing, and there's a reason for that. I'd rather be known as an originator, not just waiting for other people who are the originators to actually do shit. Like, I live life, not copy it. And if people feel a way about it, you feel a way about that. But that's not my problem. That's yours. So, yeah. And maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. But you know what I don't want to do? Be paying a freaking subscription for people to buy things that, quite frankly, they're not gonna pay for. That's the truth of the matter as well. You think I want to sit there and purchase a whole fucking shop that people are not gonna buy things at? That's a waste of my money. And while you might be okay with money being wasted, not me. I'm not okay with that. My dollars are being counted for everything that's got to go to. So I don't like to just have money just leaking out of my freaking ship. And maybe some people just need a good business plan. So there's that as well. Something to think about. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it here. We are going to redirect. And I think since Sir Kev decided to actually do that, I am going to redirect to him. So I will see you guys on the, I guess, next one. I'm not going to say when it's going to be because I know some people are always wondering because they'll try to hold me to that. And if I don't do it, then they're going to be extremely mad. And I am just not caring enough for it. So we're going to leave it from there. And I'll see you on the next one.